Shalom. First and foremost, giving all the praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash.
The belongs to the apostle of the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Not everybody, the elect. And right now we have to make that very clear, because according to some people, we have to be here for everybody, or because we're too rough and we're too loud and we scream at people that, oh, this is why people, that's why people don't want to, join part of our congregation. But we're not here for everybody. Like the brother was saying a little bit earlier, not everybody wants the Lord, and the Lord don't want everybody. You can start with Ezekiel 17.
It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. And
what's that warning? The prophecies. These are the things that we tell you about. When we tell you that you're an Israelite and things like that, we're not saying, hey, come into the truth and be converted. Now, we are doing that by telling you the truth, but we're not forcing you like these churches say, come be part of our congregation. Here's a flyer of our church and things like that. But no, we tell you the truth. We tell you that what? You're an Israelite from one of the 12 tribes of Israel. We tell you the warning. We try to tell you the prophecies about the mark of the beast, that mass death and things like that is coming. We're not forcing you, pulling you, saying, you got to be a part of this, or no. That's on you if you don't want to be a part of this.
It says, continue verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand.
Right, that's why the Lord has set us up. That's why we're out here, to give you warning from the Most High, to tell you about the prophecies, to help you to turn back to the Lord. So that way you don't get caught up in this destruction. But now y'all want to be a part of destruction. Y'all sit there and say, no, we don't want to be a part of your congregation because you guys are too loud, you're too rough. But first of all, when you women get a soft man or whatever, you're very quick to run him over and then sit there and say, oh, he was too gentle and too nice. I couldn't deal with that. Right. And this is why the Lord has set us up, so we can give you warning, so the blood can be wiped off our hands.
Verse 19. Yet, if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul.
All right, so we have washed our hands through the Spirit. Look, we warned you, we told you, you didn't want to take heed, like the scriptures say. Whether you hear or forbear, that's not up to us. We took heed and we didn't forbear. So look, our hands is washed, man. But as for you, you didn't want to turn back. The Lord said he's going to leave you in this calamities, man. He's going to let you be destroyed because you didn't want to turn back. And that's that whole, universal thing. That's the Catholicism. It means universal.
That's right.
It's wanting everybody to be a part. This is not for everybody. I think I know a piece of it. Is that Romans 11:7?
Yes. For what then?
Yeah. This is not for everybody, man. But apparently we're supposed to be for the people. Was that GOCC or was that I forgot them ISUPK that was feeding Levi?
Oh, I think it might have been GOCC. If I'm not mistaken, I think it might have been them.
Might have been them, but yeah.
But,
we're not supposed to do things like that. We're not. Yahushua said, labor not for the meat that perish, but labor for the meat that tendeth unto everlasting life, right, which is this word. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to be. Now look, there's nothing wrong with feeding people, but you do that on the side if that's your job. You don't come out here feeding food to everybody, man, because Jake wants a handout.
I got Romans for you. Yeah. And also, like it says in Acts, you went over yesterday, the apostles were saying that it is not meet for us to stop teaching the word of the Lord to serve tables. Like the brother said, if you come across it, you do it, but the ministry is about teaching the word of the Lord. That's what's first. That's priority.
Yeah, Salaki, that's what the Lord said. Eat this roll and go teach the sons of Israel. You eat this roll, and then what? You take this bread and you give it to your other brothers. And also, they eat the roll.
Sorry, I'm like really not.
But if some don't want the roll, well, all right, fuck you.
That's it. So you do it. Yeah, I was looking for the precept here. The Lord said, right here, Jeremiah 23 and 2, and it says here, therefore, thus saith the Lord power of Israel against the pastors. Oh no, it's not this one. Verse 4, and I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall be lacking, saith the Lord. And where's the one where he said, shall feed them with knowledge and understanding?
Oh, that's Jeremiah 3:15.
3 and 15? But just to your point, that's what we're supposed to be feeding them with.
Could you repeat
first?
Precept again?
Jeremiah 23? Yeah. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 23, matter of fact, I start at 1, come down to 4. It says, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord.
Right, that's those people in them churches, man. You're not giving them the truth. That's why they're still in this dead state of mind. That's why they think that everybody's supposed to be saved. But even in your belief of, the heaven and hell concept, there's some people who's going to make it to heaven and some people that's going to make it go to hell. Mm-hmm. So not everybody's being saved. Right. So, like, even in your belief, do you really believe what you believe in? Because some people going to make it, some people going to die. So why is this whole thing of pushing where everybody got to be saved?
Right. Verse 2, therefore thus saith the Lord God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock, and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord.
Yeah, straight up, the Lord just gonna kill you. And how do you scatter the Lord's sheep? You got different people, Farrakhan, T.D. Jakes, all that. You're scattering the Lord's people, and they're gonna go into these other religions and follow those ways. That's how you're scattering the Lord's sheep.
Yeah, because the truth is what's gonna gather them. So if you're teaching them different philosophies, that's what it's gonna scatter them. Verse 3, and I will gather together the remnant of my flock.
Salaki. And if you're scattering them, you never know. There might be wolves amongst in those things, which there are, and what they're gonna eat up the sheep. But if you bring them to the good shepherd, to the good good pastors, what? We're gonna keep you safe. Because I believe that's why one it said they shall know they shouldn't fear. Why are we not gonna fear? Because we're gonna have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the Most High. What is that? Isaiah 33 and 6. Mm-hmm. For wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times.
That's right. Come. Verse 3, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries, whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Lord.
Right, we just went over that.
Right. I got Romans. This is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Right, so the election obtained the truth, and the rest were blinded. So this is not for everybody. Like Yahweh Shah said to the disciples, why do you speak to them in parables? Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But to them it's not given. It's not for everybody. That's why he spoke to them in parables, and they was probably looking like, what is he talking about? But the disciples were like, why are you speaking to them in parables? But you speak to us plainly, like we understand. Because it's given unto you to understand things. It's not given for everybody. Everybody has their lot.
Right. It says, you want me to keep going? Verse 8? I can do verse 8. According as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, on to this day.
Right, so you can't see the prophecies, you don't see what's going on. Certain family members have told me, I don't see this Israelite thing going nowhere. Why? Because you have the spirit of deep sleep upon you. It's not talking about actual sleep, it's talking about spiritually dead. You're still in your grave. You don't know who you are, you don't know where you're going, where you came from, so you're still dead. You're in a dead state of mind. Like this brother says, you're dead from the neck up. You're a walking zombie.
God, got a precept, but when you quoted, this is Matthew chapter 13, verse 10. Or I'll start at verse 9. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? Verse 10 again. Matthew 13, verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath.
So yeah, just to back up the point, even the man himself. But you'll show that to people in the scriptures that he said it, and be like, they'll sit there. I'll have family members tell me that, and friends, oh, you can't say that. It's not my words, it's the man's words. It came from up top, not my words.
Right.
You can't sit there and tell me what I can and cannot say. First of all, I've been given the spirit to prophesy for the Lord. So I can say whatever the Lord wants me to say according to the spirit, according to the scriptures. Because if it was up to y'all, we wouldn't say shit and we'd still be here in captivity. If we were just to stay quiet and not say anything.
Right.
Complaining every day but not doing nothing about it.
That's what was happening in Egypt. Oh my God, wow. And then when Moses, when the Lord sent Moses, did we not straightly tell you to leave it? Weren't you complaining?
A quick precept, since you mentioned that too, actually, real quick. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 20. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you.
All right, yeah, I have to say this real quick. Pardon my language. You see this right here? Fuck this, all right? This is not me talking. This is the Most High that's speaking. Y'all gotta realize that. This is not us speaking. We're just the vessels, the prophets of the Lord, that we just speak, and we just speak the words of the Heavenly Father for you. We're just the vessels, the tools that the Heavenly Father uses, the microphone, if you will. But the Most High, these are His words, and He's given us the ability to speak His words for Him. But we're just the utensil that's used. Like you would, when you want to eat, you don't use your hands. You use a fork, a spoon, a knife to do things.
Like a microphone. I got one more for you. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin unto sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. For his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hanes.
Real quick, yeah. Trusting in Egypt is getting that, you know, first, eventually we might not even be able to say, you know, the juice or whatever. So I gotta do this at this point. Yeah. Oh yeah, do that. Yeah, you know, you get that. That's what, trusting in Egypt. That's trusting in Egypt and going down to Egypt for help. And the Lord said that's going to be confusion, because when He brings all these destruction, you're going to be like, well, I thought if I took I was going to be good, but no, it's not. The Lord didn't prophesy. Matter of fact, can you get me let me take you screen and 37. Because hold that. Yeah, 3 and 37. Let's get second of this 15.
Got a precept from the common board. This is the brother King of Terror, Hope for Elect 3. This is Luke chapter 1 and 70. As He spake by the mouth of His holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
So we've always been around since the beginning of the world. What was it Enoch that was one that was prophesying? It says in Jude, he was talking about Yahweh shall gonna come back with 10,000 with saints.
I believe it was, yeah.
Yeah. So we've always been prophesying of the Lord coming back to destroy this place.
It's the 2nd Ezra 15. From what verse?
One. We can
From
start
top? Come on. Start off with that?
Yeah.
All right. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
And what's prophecy? The MOB, the martial law, the race riots, the nuclear missiles, the destruction of this place, the kingdom, the good news, the gospel. All those things are part of prophecy.
Right.
We didn't sit here and you got to come in this truth right now. No. We sit here and tell you the prophecy, and if the Lord brings you in, then that's the Lord that brings you in. We don't bring nobody into this. If you got it.
Verse Corinthians?
No. It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto me, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So that's going into the separation. All right, the Lord putting a mark, all right, on certain people. So even that alone, you can't even choose to be saved. The Lord has to put that spirit of exemption on you, that mark of exemption on you for you to receive salvation, man. And it's only for those who are sighing and crying for all the abominations that happen here. All right?
So, real quick, 2/3 of our people ain't sighing and crying. You're a part of the problem. I remember Apostle Tahar saying, you know, if all Israel was to, you know, repent, turn to the east and pray, we'd be saved within minutes. But it's you niggas that's keeping us here. If we was all turn to the east and pray, man, Russia be like, yo, NATO, beast, you want to join with us? Yo, fuck America, we gonna bomb this shit up. Prophecy would hit within minutes and we'd be out of here. But no, it's you, and y'all want to talk about we want to be progressive, we want things to get better for so-called black people. Nah, y'all not progressive, y'all the fucking issue. This is why y'all, like this brother brought a couple of weeks ago, and going into the etymology of the word black, meaning necros, meaning dead. You just want to keep us in a dead state of mind. You're not trying to make the nation better.
So continue, verse 5, it says, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither. So that's the Most High speaking. All right, that there's going to be people that he's commanding to be put to death. And those people are going to be the wicked ones, man. All right. It says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. And that mark is going into the word, the Hebrew word tawa, which is what? A mark of exemption from judgment. Okay, compared to the mark of judgment, which is going to be that MOTB. This is the complete opposite, right? The grain of rice. All right. It says, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Okay, so that's the point.
You had made a point earlier about it's not us that bring you into this truth. You know, we're not going to grab you, so I put a precept for that. Then we can go back to 2 Ezra 15. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 5. Who then is Paul and who was Apollos, but ministers by whom ye believe, even as the Lord gave to every man. I have planted, Apollos watered, but the Most High gave the increase. So neither is it he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but the Most High that giveth the increase. To back up your point about how we just doing the work, you know, you can plant and water all you want, but if the Most High doesn't, you know, give the increase, it's not going to grow. You know, so that growth is really in the hands of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So back in 2 Ezra 15, this is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 2. It says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
Right, and that incredulity is their unbelief, their unfaithfulness.
That's right. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
All right, see? So even though they're saying, oh, you guys are too rough, you guys are not preaching everybody. Yo, this is not for everybody, man. The Lord don't want everybody, because the Lord knows there's going to be some people who's not going to turn back. You even had that in the wilderness. What? You had some of those Israelites that was like, yo, why don't you just leave us in Egypt? It tells you that in Hebrews that what? Not all Israel made it to the promised land. There was only 2 from that first generation that made it there, and that was Joshua and Caleb. Everybody else died. Even Moses didn't even make it. Moses died. Miriam died. Aaron died. And some of Aaron's descendants underneath him died. It was the new generation that came up, and they made it into the promised land.
And it was said that Joshua and Caleb were of a different spirit. They had another spirit.
The spirit of the elect.
That's right. The remnant.
Slakia, as we went into last night as well, Joshua meaning in the Hebrew, Yahushua. He was, you know, at the time, he was the anointed to deliver the nation of Israel into the promised land. So the Most High chose him. Most High elected him. This is not of him that willeth, but of him that of the Most High that choose.
That's right. So going back to the book of 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 4. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Now, are your pastors and preachers telling you about that in the churches? No. Is Joel Osteen telling you about that? I hear Joel Osteen all the time in the house. You know what he's preaching about? Oh, don't worry, you can get that house. Don't worry, you can get that job. You can get that family. Oh, don't worry. That's what he preaches about. But what's the Lord preaching about? Repeat that again, Papa Shah.
Verse 5, it says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
That's what the Most High is prophesying about. Now you can get me Lamentations 3. Because this is what these pastors and preachers teach about you in the churches.
Remember?
Prosperity. Everything's going to be all good.
Well,
Everything's going to be all right.
Nah.
But not everything's going to be all right.
There's the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 37. Who is he that saith, and it cometh to pass, when the Lord commandeth it not?
Right, so who is these mortal men that say that everything's going to be fine when the Lord didn't command that? The Lord didn't command that everything's going to go back to normal. The Lord said everything's going to get worse. The beginning of sorrows. And these are the beginning of sorrows. And you people is already shaking your boots over nothing. Not trying to sound cocky, but ain't shit happen for you people to be all, oh shit, we got to go get the... And jump, getting all scared already. Slocky, it might be a joking out, but nah, eventually you might not be able to say it, so you got to be like...
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, God.
Yo, you got the... nah.
Yeah, he just comes in.
All right, continue, verse 38. This, oh, that was it? Verse 38 says, out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good. Wherefore doth a living man complain, a man for the punishment of his sins? Let us search and try our ways and turn again to the Lord Yahweh. And that's the point. That's really what we're preaching. We're not preaching that everyone is going to be saved. We're preaching that you will be saved under these conditions. You turn from your wicked ways and turn back to the Most High, you will receive salvation. And those people who are going to do that are going to be the elect. The elect of the nation of Israel are the ones who are going to have the spirit to see that, yo, what we're doing is wrong. What the direction the world is going in is wrong, and we have to seek salvation. But the only way we can do it is if we follow these conditions, man. All right? Everything you do, there are conditions. If you want to be a citizen of America, you don't just come in and say, I'm here and I'm American. No, there are processes. They could turn you down. They could say, nah, you don't qualify. We're not going to give you that. What about the Most High? If America could do it, how about the Most High? This is my kingdom. This is my empire. This is what I'm about to create. And if you ain't worthy, you can't come in here. Point blank, period.
Well, Esau's doing that now with the...
Exactly.
If you don't get the... Well, you're not going to be able to partake in certain things.
Conditions. Yep, right.
But if you do, all right, we welcome you. You can do this, you can do that. So it's the same thing, no different.
Well, how come they support exclusivity when it comes to this, but when the Most High is exclusive, no, he got to love everybody. Hold on, tell this devil to go love everybody and tell him, you know what, we all good. Right?
Inclusive.
You got the holy and the unholy, and then you got the and the yeah.
When you look at the 1948ers and Christians push everybody can be saved, but even those 1948ers, even though, no, this ain't for everybody.
Yep.
So what's the truth? Is everybody together or not? Make up your minds.
Right. Right.
Yeah, can you get me that?
Here's the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 51. It's the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 56. And said, behold, I see the heavens, and this talking about Stephen. All right, it says, and said, behold, I see the heavens open, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of the Most High. Verse 57. Then they cried out with a loud voice, and stopped their ears, and ran upon him with one accord, and cast...
That's the same thing they do today. When you try to tell them, they're like the deaf adder that stop at the ear. They don't want to hear what you got to say. That don't just apply to Esau. That apply to 2/3 of our people. Because they're under the same energy as Esau. They don't want to listen to what you got to say. The minute you start saying things, prophesy, they're like, I hear that. Or if you have friends about, yo, listen, he was cool at one point, but ever since he got into that Bible, listen, don't bring that nigga here because he gonna start getting into that Bible. Keep him over there, bro. Don't bring him over here, man. I don't want to hear that.
I got a quick precept for you. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
But why are they lying children? Because what? We learn the works of the heathen. And there's no other bigger liar than Esau Edom. It says, you have your father the devil, and the lust of your father. Oh, you got your name there?
Okay. This is the book of John, Yep. The book of John, chapter 8, starting at verse 44. Coming closer. It says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar. For he is a liar. For he is a liar, and the father of it.
And that's a big hint to who the hell is talking about. Because people think that Satan is a red man underground somewhere and he's the father of lies. Nah, it just told you who the father of lies is. That's going back to Cain. Because what happened with Cain and Abel? Cain slew his brother Abel, and then when the Lord popped up, it was like, yo, where your brother at? He was like, am I my brother's keeper? I don't know where he at. And the Lord was like, this nigga just really loud of funny. That's who it is. It's not talking about some spirit entity underground. It's talking about a man. And that's Esau Edom today, reincarnated. But again, back to Isaiah, why is it that our people are liars? Because they fall under the energy of whoever is in power, and that's the other nations. So when our people was following the apis bull and all that, it was because our people was under the Egyptians, and they was following the Egyptians' way. Why are people's liars now, and they make lies their refuge? Because they're under the father of lies, Esau Edom, the biggest liar in the world.
And you know, it's, sometimes, most of the time, lies and murder go together, because you either murder somebody to try and keep your lie safe, or you'll lie to try and stay out of trouble for murdering somebody. You know, because you ain't, unless you know you just go murder somebody, you just go and confess. But most of the time, people lie to cover it up.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sad as children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. All right, so that's going into, going back to the brother's point, that our people follow after the vibrations of the devil. Okay, why? Because it comes with a lot of perks that feed into the flesh. Okay, that's why it says the lust of your father shall you do. And what does the father do? He gives you a lot of perks. Okay, everything that happens in the world is to feed into your flesh. How are you gonna enjoy this? How are you gonna or partake in these things? If you don't do this, you can't get this. And the this that they're talking about is all worldly ass shit anyway. It's non-spiritual. Now they're talking about, even the pastors are encouraging people to go get that thing. Okay, so what happened to faith? What happened to the house of faith? What happened to Most High and doing according to the will of the Heavenly Father?
But the churches was never established on faith. They are now a part of it. Because that's not the church of Yahweh Shai. But to add to your point also, when even I forgot what pastor it was, but it was the Edomite pastor. He was like, oh, the Lord didn't come back because you guys didn't send enough tithes. What?
Oh, shit.
I know the Lord said he would give a strong delusion, but God, and people are just like,
Yes, Lord.
and eating it up like,
Yep, hallelujah.
like, oh yeah. It's like, what? It's like, you can't, the beast of destruction gotta come. The Lord gotta sweep this place with destruction.
Right.
There's no, like Apostle Kabar did a video. There's no other, it makes no other, there's no, what was it? There's no other way, it makes no other sense. This place gotta be destroyed, because that's just foolishness.
Nothing else makes sense.
Yeah, the water.
There's a book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of the Most High Yahweh, I will also forget thy children.
Right, and that's righteous, because you don't want to turn back unto the Lord. The Lord said, what you have done is, you haven't forsaken me, but forsaken your own selves. So you forsaken the Lord, you just left yourself open to everything now. So Esau Edom could have his way with you and do whatever he wants to. And that's what's going to happen. Seeing as how you sit there and say, oh, we're too loud, we're too aggressive, we're too this and that, we have too much rules. Well, okay, since you don't want to follow under the rules of the Most High, because we didn't set up these rules, we're following what's written here in the scriptures. So since you didn't want to follow that, okay, fine. Follow Esau and see what happens when you follow the beast. Go be a part of the beast and go join him and take that thing. Because see, all people think that just taking that thing is just, a simple thing. No, when you do certain things in the world, there's consequences. There's cause and effect that happens. Taking that thing is not just a random thing. Like, let's go into the whole thing of sex, right? Sex is marriage. And what joins a man and woman together? The act of sex. When the man pops a woman, she better be a freaking virgin. When he pops her, the blood, what is it called? The hymen? Mm-hmm. Right, when he rips the hymen, the blood comes out. And that's what makes a man and woman join unto each other. One flesh. How is Esau going to make you join unto him? The same thing. Because you take that, you could liken the,
syringe?
Yeah, the syringe unto a rod. And what does the rod cuts into the flesh, right. And then that little grain of rice that it has in there is gonna push, like you can liken that unto a seed and push it in there, and that's how you're gonna be joined unto the beast, because there's something called microchimerism. And when you when a man sleeps with a woman, or when a woman sleeps with a man, she doesn't just take on his ways. The reason why she takes on his ways is because his DNA is all up in him. So when you when a man and woman have sex, that's just not a random thing. Then it takes on the man's his ways, his energy, and things like that. That's when she starts talking like you, she starts acting like you, she starts eating the same things as you, because her DNA is in you and she starts becoming like you. So when you take that thing, when the real thing comes out, when you are joined unto Esau, you can liken that the same way to a man and woman having sex, and he puts his rod into a woman and he puts his seed unto her, and you are now joined unto the beast. Mm-hmm. And now the Lord has to destroy you because you've committed spiritual adultery.
Right. Pumping his fluids into your body, and it's changing your DNA.
Right.
Same way a man changes a woman's DNA. And then the scriptures say the Lord is likened us unto a comely woman, you know. And he says he's a jealous power. So in essence, you're committing adultery with the Lord because you're pledging allegiance to Esau, trying to make him your God.
Right, because the scripture says you can't serve two masters. So if you join yourself onto that man, well, all right, you commit adultery. You were originally my woman. So I'm gonna just kill you and him. Matter of fact, can you get me Isaiah? You can get your precept. Jump that real quick. Can you get me Isaiah 20:15? Because some of you think by taking that thing that you're gonna be alright, that everything's gonna be cool, but this is what the Lord said.
We got a quick precept. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, they say if a man put away his wife, and she go from him and become another man's, right, which the Most High did put us away, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again unto me, saith the Lord. So Israel, the Lord put us away for a time being. He said he would go and turn his face until we seek him. But now what did they do? They went to become another man's, which is Esau. You know, and they basically consented unto him and laid down by accepting all these other idols. That's literally what the Most High likens it onto. The jealousy that you get, or that you would get when you see a woman being, messing around with somebody else, that inflamed jealousy, the Most High gets that jealousy when you worship other gods. You think, oh, well, it's just another god. Why would he? Well, that's just the way it is.
Well, that's what they say. Well, because I've talked to people like, they'll say, well, oh, Jesus Christ, he wouldn't get angry if I just called. No, he is going to get angry. If you imagine, I've heard women say that. Imagine if you're sleeping with this woman and she calls you by another man's name. You think you're going to be on there like, no, you're going to be, who the fuck are you just talking about? Who's that? Who's Derek? You're not just going to sit there and be all, oh, okay, whatever. I guess that's a Derek.
Right. Oh, he won't be mad if I just kiss another man's rod. Yeah. You think if your woman told you that? Oh yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, so long as you ain't blow it, that's all. You blew him a kiss. That's all right. You know that. But that's how they treat, like you were saying, committing spiritual fornication. You know, it's a big offense.
Yeah, they think of it as nothing. That these things are light, but they're not light. They have a spiritual meaning behind them that's not told to you in these churches. Because these churches are just whorehouses that just teach about prosperity. Just get the money, get the bag, and everything will be all right. But you're still a piece of shit. You're still a scumbag.
Who's going to be destroyed if you don't repent.
There's the book of Isaiah chapter 28 verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves.
Right, so under this falsehood that if you take that thing, you're going to be good. You think that you made a covenant with death, which is Esau, because Esau is the man of death. So you think that because you're taking the thing, then you're going to be all right. Everything's going to go back to normal. He said all we got to do is just all take it and everything will be fine. But nah, you made lies your falsehood. But the Most High is going to read that again.
It says, Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us.
Right, so you think when all this calamity happens that you think that Esau is going to be able to protect from this. The Most High made Esau, and the Most High is coming for Esau. They ain't no, you could throw 1,000 jigs and say, no, Lord, don't destroy him. You think the Most High going to care? The Most High going to mow all y'all down to get to Esau. The Most High been waiting since Genesis to get this nigga. You think now he going to be like, you know, I could, nah, the Most High is like, you know when you're like, what's the saying, licking your chops to get at somebody? It's like, yo, I'm about to get him. You think we want to get Esau? The Most High wants to get at Esau.
Yeah, but because of by the very definition of the name Esau, he's going to be destroyed. His name
Wasted away.
Wasted away is he. And when something is wasted, it means it's destroyed. It's dead. That's why when you play GTA, I always give this example. When you play GTA, you die. It says wasted. You're dead. So Esau, by definition, your name is a nomen omen. All right, you're gonna be wasted away. That's why you are known as the son of perdition. Okay, you are known as the father of lies. All right, you're all about destructive because that's who you are. You're wicked, and the Lord says what? Love the good and hate the wicked. The Most High said, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. So if the Most High hates you, that means there's going to be a punishment for that. All right, that means you are not welcome in the kingdom. So that means that there's going to have to be a place for you, and it's not going to be a good place.
But
all right, you're going to be destroyed.
But you just say even his lies should be wasted away, and that's in second Ezra, is that the 9th chapter? Is that
6 and 9.
Where it mentions.
Truth shall flourish and
The 6th chapter.
Yeah, 6th chapter.
6 and
Right.
27.
I got it.
6 and 17.
It says, wickedness shall be overcome.
So everything about you is going to be wasted away. Your lies, your indoctrination,
Yeah, 628.
everything's going to be wasted away.
You want me to get it?
You get 6 and 9 for Esau.
All right. Come. So this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And our people want to join unto a man who's losing. He's only looking like he's, it's just a fake out. It's just looking like he's gonna get back up. But this man is going down. But if you can't see that he's going down, that means you're going down with him.
Come. Jump down to verse 27. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
Right, so that corruption, Esau's the corrupt one. He's going to be, read that one more time.
Come. What's that? 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched.
Esau.
As for faith, it shall flourish.
Which is of the Most High, which is Israel.
Corruption shall be overcome.
Esau.
And the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
Which is the elect. So Esau, like the brother said, nomen omen, which is Ishashua, meaning wasted away. Everything about you is going to be wasted away. Your deceit, your corruption, your lies, it's all going to be done away with. And it's going to be burnt up along with you.
All right.
Is a book of Psalms chapter 58 verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So if you know and understand who the wicked is, which you can only understand that once you come into the truth, okay, because the truth also shows you who's righteous and who's wicked. That's what the truth is all about. And all these different terms that they use, oh, you're a good person, you're a bad person, you're this, that's all creating confusion. The Lord only looks at righteousness and wickedness. All right, so Esau, understand that Esau is the wicked. The scripture is saying that what? He is what? He goes astray from the womb speaking lies. As soon as he's born, he's speaking lies, man. Going back to the time of Cain and Abel, going back to the time of Esau and Jacob, and coming back to this time. So-called whites versus so-called blacks. Okay, but it's the same people, same nations. All right, and they're going to receive the same judgment, just like how we're going to receive the same salvation that's been promised from the beginning of time. Okay.
Yeah.
Another quick one.
Just block, take his ass out.
Psalms chapter 73, verse 8. They are corrupt, all right, and
Block
speak
his ass.
wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. Okay, the point meaning what? They are corrupt, meaning the opposite of being straight. Okay, that's why a lot of these Edomites are a whole bunch of sodomites. Okay, because they say what the opposite of straight is what? Crooked, right? So if they're corrupt, that means what? They're crooked. They're not straight. Okay,
That's right.
so that was the point.
But yeah, and also to add to your point, that they're the wicked. Why do you think the Lord put the mark on Cain, so you can identify who the wicked was? An example of that is what? Miriam. When Miriam was speaking against Moses, the Lord came and smote her with leprosy. Why? Because Miriam did a wicked thing by speaking against Moses. Because you speak against the servant, you also speak against the Most High. So that's how you knew that what? The Most High puts that mark upon them, that mark of leprosy, so you can know who the wicked are, so you can identify who they are. It's not just their actions, but the Lord wants you to even know within their skin color who they are.
That's right.
And that's what he did with Miriam. So when you saw Miriam, let's just say when Miriam was by herself in the wilderness, and let's say an Israelite that didn't hear about what happened to Miriam passed by in the wilderness, and he sees Miriam like, oh shit, man, what the hell happened to you? Why you look like that? Then he goes back to the congregation like, yo, Aaron, what happened to your girl? Why is she over there looking like that? What, you're gonna want to stay away from her, or are people spiritual? So they knew that, oh, if she looks like that, she must have done something to look like that.
Cursed.
And leprosy too, you had two types of leprosy. You had the clean leper and the unclean leper. The unclean leper could actually spread it. I remember when we were growing up, when you saw somebody who was leprous, it was kind of like, yo, you got to move away from him, because if you get too close or you touch him or touch anything they had touched, you could get that. So we were told, yo, you can't come around these kind of people, man. They were unclean. So we get that from the scriptures.
Yeah, and there's a certain areas where if you had leprosy, you had to stay. Now, I believe King Uzziah, he ended up having to stay there, and his son basically, ruled and after him because he got too zealous. He got overzealous, and he went to try and burn incense upon the altar, which he was forbidden to do because only the priests were allowed to do that. And the Lord cursed him with leprosy right then on the spot. So that shows you that you can be overzealous, and that could actually work against you. Do you have anything else in particular you want me to go back? I just had Isaiah 30.
Let's get John 17.
Go.
Now I was going to bring out 1 John 3 and 12.
Let him bring out.
It's the book of 1 John chapter 3 verse 12. It says, not as Cain, and you mentioned that earlier, not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother Abel, and wherefore slew he him, because his own works were evil and his brother's righteous. So Esau has a thing against Jacob just because we have the birthright. Okay, and hey, I get that real quick. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So ever since that time, they've been doing empire after empire, generation after generation, doing everything in their power to get that birthright back. All right, but it's not going to happen because it wasn't meant to be for you in the first place. All right, it came to the rightful heir, and which is what? The Israelites, man. Okay, by name, we are the children of the Most High. Esau wasted away his heat. Jacob is the son of the Most High. The Heavenly Father's sons are the children of Israel. Point blank, period. That's it.
All right, because you mentioned that they hate us because they got the birthright, but the blame actually goes to them. And if I could find that real quick, if you have a precept, you can bring it.
Yeah, I was thinking of that precept where it says he basically broke all the treaties. He put his hand against.
Is that an Amos you're thinking about?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly where it's at, but it says he has put his hand against such as be at peace with him, and that he has broken the
50,
treaties.
I think it's 51 and 22. Or it's Psalms 50. It's either Psalms 50.
Oh, probably that one. Yeah. Because that's why he's mad, because he thought that when he basically made that deal with Jacob to sell the birthright, he would just, it was just something that he was just gonna say. I'm just gonna, I sold it to you, whatever. Just give me the, the food. not keeping in mind that the Most High was going to hold him to that. Because now he just makes an agreement and breaks it right there. Nothing happens. So he thought, I'm just going to do that. That is just something I told you. So who cares?
And it was sealed by Isaac, that blessing that he got. That's why he got pissed. You know, he was like, wait, you gave my birthright to him? Why? That's why he said, the days of my father, the days of mourning are upon me, roughly paraphrasing, but once it's over, I'm going to slay my brother Jacob. And ever since then till today, that's what they've been trying to do.
Perpetual hatred.
That's it. That's it.
To bring this out from this book, the Edomites, from Mary L.T. Witter, right? Now, it's a little good edifying book, but I'm going to just go to one chapter on page 63 where it says, Esau loses the blessing. Oh, I got you. It says, it had been wise in Esau to recall to his mind that he had voluntarily bartered away his birthright for the mere gratification of his appetite, and that the loss of the blessing was the natural sequence of the loss of the birthright. But instead of this, he throws all the blame upon his brother, saying his nature was the counterpart of his name, and that he had supplanted him twice. Like most angry men, Esau exceeded the bounds of truth, for while he acted both foolishly and wickedly in selling his birthright, it was a legitimate business transaction in which he who sold was far more guilty than he who made the purchase. So you was the one that was at fault for selling your birthright. Exactly. You can't be angry at us. You sold it to us. Be angry at yourself.
That's it. That's why you're going to be destroyed, baby. That's it.
Got a precept?
I got a precept, yeah. This is the brother Good Soldier 144 BA. This is Psalms chapter 55 verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant.
Broken his covenant. There you go. Because that's the Psalms 58 tells you that they be born speaking lies, right? So this devil already in his nature was like, well, I mean, that's Esau. I mean, I never really intended to keep that anyway, you know, but now he has to suck up to the fact that it's gone, you know, and because it was never really for you in the first place. The Most High could have easily said, I'm gonna make Jacob get born first and just have him have the birthright. But the Most High likes, you know, he likes the story.
Drama.
He likes the drama. So he wanted it to play out this way. So you got a problem, go take it up with the Most High.
And that's another highlight that the Lord always brings up those who are looked at as insignificant. Because being that Jacob was the younger brother, he wasn't going to get the birthright. So it was automatically, yo, you the older one, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. So you already know Isaac was already in the spirit of, hey, look what you get. You're the firstborn. You get a lot of blessings.
And he liked Esau.
He liked Esau, exactly. But then that showed you that the Lord was actually using the younger one who was so-called insignificant to get the birthright, but then the Lord twisted and turned it around and gave him the birthright. Just like how now Jacob, the elect of the nation of Israel, are looked at as insignificant. If you really look at it, the way we live our lives is looked at, hey, that's why the scripture says in the New Testament, it says that the Lord has taken the little things of this world to confound the wise. Okay, so he took the things that are looked at as insignificant, and then he used it to what? To confound the wise. Look at the whole thing that's happening in the world right now. It came from the men of the Lord. Okay, the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai being spoken by the men of the Lord, and that's where the actions are taking place, man, because it's a heavy vibration that carries out that spirit, man. You know, and everything that's happening is because the spirit is on those so-called insignificant people in the world, man. All right?
If I may say, it's funny how we start off with the 2/3 and now Esau just being brought up. It's like, you can never not be brought up in something because it all goes back to you, because you're the problem of this whole earth. You're the issue that needs to be solved. Until the issue gets solved, you can't sleep and rest until the problem is solved. We start off with the 2/3 and then Esau comes up because it always goes back to you. It always goes back to you. You're the problem. You're the reason why 2/3 are like that, because they're off of your vibration.
Right.
We was once on that same thing, but what? The Most High took us, separated us, and brought us unto Him.
Right. I got John. Come on. This is the book of John, chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world.
And who's the them? The elect. It's not talking about everybody. So even Yahweh Shah, he was on the same accord with his father. Because people like to think, oh, the Father and the Son, the Holy Spirit are one. No, they're just in one agreement. Like if you watch them Pirates of the Caribbean movies, then the pirates will be like, do we have an accord? What does an accord mean? Do we have an agreement? Are we on the same terms here that when I agree with this, you're agreeing with me, that we're all the same mind? We have the same idea. We're going to be a part of this business transaction. It doesn't mean that us three brothers going to form Voltron, we're together. No.
There's a book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? That's the point right there.
Right. So the Most High and Yahweh are on the same agreement. They have the same mind. So the same way the Most High wants to get rid of 2/3, Yahweh wants to get rid of 2/3, and we want to get rid of 2/3.
Right. Like you said, being on one accord is very important because that's how you have a bond. Okay, it has to be an agreement between two people. For example, marriage. You can't have a marriage if those two people are not on the same accord. A man and a woman wouldn't come together if they don't agree on the same thing. They don't have or share common grounds. You're never going to come into an agreement with somebody. How do you make friends? You guys talk, strangers.
What you have in common.
Common, there you go. So you have to be agreed with something. So it's the same thing. The elect, we all agree on one thing. The 2/3 got to go, and we have to turn back to our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And that's the one thing that keeps us all together is Yahushai. He's that bond. He's that connection between us and the Heavenly Father, man. That's why the world doesn't understand what we understand. It's because they don't have Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's spirit. Right. Okay?
He's the foundation that speaks about in the scriptures, and then what? The bricks, the elect, is built upon that foundation.
Yeah.
And you make that home.
It's a cornerstone. And I looked it up, and what I saw was like they put the cornerstone. Like if you see a building, you see one side and it cuts to the other side. You have a stone that's like that keeps this side and this side together.
Oh.
So one side doesn't fall. So you gotta, to keep it, the foundation, the structure. Yeah. So it's a cornerstone.
It works as like the pillars.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's that, and then they build the pillars around it. So you have to have that corner, which is like the main base, and then you build the other pillars around it to keep that structure on. And then you can stand underneath it and look up and then build a second layer and a third layer and so on and so forth. That's where you get understanding. You have to stand under the structure to be able to build to the next step.
About the building. So I keep going. This is John 17:9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me,
Which is the elect.
for they are thine, and all mine are thine. And
Whoever is the Most High is Yahweh because they're on the same agreement.
and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world. And I come to thee, Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are.
So Yahweh is making, you gotta listen to what he says. He says, they are thine and mine are thine, and those that you have given me. Now, the Most High didn't give the whole world into Yahweh's hands. He gave the elect into Yahweh's hands. Because if you were to give the whole world, then who's the other that you're not praying for? He said, I pray for them, not the whole world.
Right.
So if he said, I pray for thine that you have given me, then who's the other ones that ain't a part of this? So not everybody's going to be a part of this.
And he said, I have lost none, save the son of perdition. So everybody in the world is going to be saved, but just Judas. That one dude.
Judas going to be the only one in the corner. Nah, Judas, nah, you're not a part of this.
All it is for Judas. The missiles coming, the famines, the destruction. Just one man going to go through all that. 1,000 years of slavery, that's all going to be Judas. Doesn't even make sense.
When Yahushua was even on the scene, he wasn't going for everyone. He specifically told his disciples, we're not here for everyone. He said, but rather go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's right.
That's what he said. It was a specific command. And all throughout the scriptures, you got people who even know that, the Bible is literally about the nation of Israel and their interactions with these other nations. Point blank period, that's it. Their power, how they disobeyed their power, the judgments that came down after they disobeyed their power, and the promise is that if you turn away from these things that you did that made me jack you up in the first place, you will receive this. But you guys are not doing it, so I'm going to send my son to sacrifice and then get the elect from this nation who are actually praying onto me, and then we're going to start this thing all over again. That is it. That's the whole story of the nation of Israel. That's what the Bible is. So for people to try to include all these other nations, nigga, these other nations don't even read the Bible. They're not even into what we're into. They don't understand what we're into. They know the history. They know how powerful we are as a nation when we turn back to our Heavenly Father. But they're not part of the covenant, and they know that. You understand? So this new idea of Christianity and all this madness, yo, very soon you're gonna see that, damn, we were wrong the whole time. And you're gonna understand that. That's all right. The time is coming.
And that's where the shame is gonna feel, because you're gonna be like, oh shit, this entire time I thought, you know, I was in the right. But no, you're not. And to go back to your point, bringing up the elect and Yahushua, that's why Yahushua and the elect are so important, because it began with them in the book of Genesis. They were the ones that created everything that you see here today, the heavens and the earth and the heavens. And it's what? Since they created all this, they're going to be building up also the kingdom of heaven. So that's why the Yahushua and the elect are so important, because they, from the beginning, was the one who built up the kingdom, which is the world, and they're going to build up this kingdom. So it all goes back to Yahushua and the elect. 2/3 weren't there. They wasn't a part of that. They came after it.
Firstborn amongst many brethren. That's why Yahushua told his disciples, "Ye were with me from the beginning," you know, which went over some people's heads, but they were literally with him from the beginning. It's the same spirits.
First fruits.
That's right, the first fruits.
So how can you be a part of something if you weren't there? Like Esau. Esau wasn't there. Esau didn't create nothing. You see what Esau's doing to the world now? He's destroying it.
All right. You want me to keep going on here?
Oh, no, that's it.
Let me just get Zechariah 13:8. And then we can get more revelation.
We're going to get into the Most High that wants the 2/3 to go. And not just 2/3, you other heathen nations as well. You partake into that. But because our people want to be joined unto the Egyptians, like back during the time of the wilderness, he was like, oh, we remember the garlic that was in Egypt, the leaves and all that. All right, so you know what? Remember that you said that, right? You like the garlic and the melons that's in Egypt? All right, you're going to stay in Egypt and you're going to burn up in Egypt too. But it's going to be a new Egypt that you're going to be burnt up in.
Right.
Stay there since you like Egypt so much.
Bro, that's crazy. Damn, that's crazy. He gave them their wish. They wanted to go back to Egypt back when we was in yeah, and then he brought them back. He said, now you're going to stay in Egypt, and I'm going to destroy you while you're in Egypt alongside modern day Egypt, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Because when you go off, you're asking for it.
Yep.
And the Most High is going to give it to you.
Yep. Visiting their fathers into the third and fourth generation. So you're going to be visited regardless. All right?
Right. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd part shall be left therein.
Now 2/3 is talking about 2/3 of Israel. If we have the chart, we'd have the chart to show you here, but that's what, 66.3%?
66.6.
So that's what? A lot of the nation gone. But the third part, which is the elect, and the 1/3, they're gonna make it out of this. So not everybody's gonna make it, and that's right there in your Bibles. And your pastors scroll right through that and say, oh, don't worry, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Don't worry about what them Israelites say in the street. You gonna no. He loves you. He loves that white man next to you. He loves the Arabian. He loves the Chinese. He loves us all. You know what? You damn right. He gonna love to burn you up. Don't worry.
That's right.
You're gonna be bun up and done up. Don't worry.
Verse 9. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. And I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power.
And that's not talking about the nuclear fire. That's talking about the furnace of affliction.
Right.
We're gonna be in it in the midst of Jacob's trouble, but the Lord's gonna cover us. The same thing like back in ancient Egypt, what? When Egypt was going through its bullshit, what? The Lord separated us into a separate land, which was Goshen, right? If I'm not mistaken. And what? Israel was good over there. So even though we're going to be in the midst of Babylon, all hell's going to be breaking loose, we're still going to be good. We're going to have a protective shield around us. We're going to have those angels protecting us and watching over us.
Precept. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them, and receive them as a burnt offering.
That's plain. The Most High has to try you before he takes you unto himself, because the Most High wants to see if you're real. Because there's a lot of people, these people draw nigh unto me with their words, but their heart, their mind is far from me.
That's right.
So the Most High has to try you. It's not to destroy you, it's to, to refine you, make you better.
Purify you.
I got a precept on that. Ezekiel 12 and 21. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, The days are prolonged, and every vision faileth? Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision.
So the Most High is going to bring it. I believe there's another one also there in Ezekiel where it speaks about how these people speak of a day that comes afar off.
28. Keep reading on
Keep
down.
going. Ezekiel 12 and 28. Therefore saith unto them, Thus saith the Lord God, There shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord God.
So he's going to make it come to pass. And that's also what? 2 Peter 3rd chapter, where you got, they say, everything has been the same since the beginning of creation. But Noah was prophesying, I believe, 150 years. And what? But then the flood came, did it not?
Yep.
Right, they said that all things have been the same since our fathers have
Fell
passed and sleep. And they were like, just like today. You bring it up, they'll be like, my great-grandmother been saying, we always use that example. Oh, my grandmother said Jesus is coming back. My great-grandmother been saying it. And you saying the same thing, nigga, we've been waiting for Jesus to come back. He ain't come back yet. Well, you're looking for the wrong person. Jesus, he ain't coming nowhere. Jesus. Yahushua who's coming in. He's not coming like what you think he's coming as, man. You're going to be surprised. A lot of people going to be surprised. All right?
Yep.
Like we said the other week, names have energy to them. If you say Jesus, you think, the white guy, coming down, hey, I love all y'all. Like you once did at camp, where like, the white savior, he has a soft-spoken voice, like, it's like, like, what did you just say?
Father.
Like, what is that? Nah. When Yahushua was on the cross, said he screamed, man. He was like, he was in pain.
Yeah.
When Yahushua comes back and says he shall be as a travailing woman. An example of that, like we said with Friday, when Debo was coming, Smokey wasn't like, yo, Debo coming. No, he was like, Debo. That's what we be like. Yahushua is coming.
That's right.
Not Jesus.
Hey, that's why in Revelation it talks about when all eyes shall see him, and they what? That the tribes will wail him because of him.
That's right.
Because it's gonna be a scary night. It's gonna be a scary day. All right, people are not. They're gonna be so shocked, like, oh shit, this is whoa. You're gonna have all these other nations waging war. You had NASA. Thing you posted. They said they're gonna do a defense thing.
Planetary defense.
A planetary defense in outer space. So they're letting you know that, the return of Yahushua is nigh, man. It's close. It's right there at the door. All right?
Yep.
I think somebody had a precept.
Yeah, hold on, one second, I got you. But also, right, when you praising Jesus, what? You're in that church spirit of, just dancing and doing a whole bunch of foolishness. But nah, when you come to the spirit of Yahushua, what happened when we first came to you? We was like, oh shit, the Lord's coming. Oh, let me get this truth now. Oh, I gotta learn this and that. You made haste to learn that because you was like, you thought the Lord could come tomorrow and beat your ass. When you're in the church, you just there praising Jesus and like, oh well,
God is love.
Yeah. He gonna take his time coming. But now when you come as true, you be like, listen, let me get in that book right now.
That's it.
That he may run that readeth.
That's it.
And it says that you gotta run basically to find where this truth is at. I was watching the Netflix show Ozark, right? I started watching it, and like in the first few episodes, the main character is on a boat and he's going towards this area, and then they're having like this sermon on the water. And I hear this guy say in the book of Zechariah, Edomite monotone preacher, and he's going completely off. Completely. If it's talking about America's destruction, he said, so this is why God wants you to change your life. So that fire is the bad things in your life. And you don't want that to affect your life. And I'm looking at this shit, I'm like, oh, and the main character turned the boy. I said, good job, man, turn that shit. Because they go completely off. And now we can see it. We can open the book and know, yo, hold on, no, that's not what it means. Whenever anybody says something about the scriptures, our senses go up because we want to hear, because we pretty much, know which the groups of it.
So when you like Apostle Boss said, we're a walking Bible.
Exactly.
So it's like the Spidey sense. So it's like when you hear something, you like, what was that?
The pages start flipping,
Exactly.
and then you like, what they saying? All right, because they're gonna mention the precept, and we gonna know what that precept means. So we're gonna wait to hear what they're gonna say about it, and if they start going off, we're gonna know you going off. Remember that time we were on the train going home from work?
Oh yeah, we were talking.
And we was talking, and then some dude, he's talking about, he's sitting there, you can see he just couldn't help it. He's like, damn, what they're saying is just, oh my gosh, I gotta get in there.
Yeah.
He's like, Noah, right? You guys talking about Noah? He's like, yeah. He's like, because they always start off with what's in common. Oh yeah, and then he try to get, but really what it means is this is how, where in the scriptures does it say that? Well, but you gotta understand that they create people in labs and then the Kabbalah and all this shit. Then it came out what he was truly about.
Right. They don't have the understanding, man. They don't have it. They don't have the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which ultimately is the spirit of understanding, the spirit of truth.
Yeah.
Okay?
Which the world cannot receive.
Boom. Because it wasn't given to them.
That's it. That's it.
We done with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I got Revelation 22. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 11. And this is why we take the approach that we take. And we don't, we're not on some Jehovah Witness shit. We're not salesmen. We don't try to convince people about this is the truth. Because we have the understanding, that the truth isn't told, it's realized. We're just going to say what we got to say. And at some point, once those things that are being said start to happen in your personal life, you'll be like, oh, wow. Everything those men were saying was actually the truth. Like I saw a meme the other day. It says that the people that today you call conspiracy theorists, tomorrow you wake up and realize that those weren't conspiracy theorists. They were actually family members and friends who loved you enough to tell you the truth. Yeah. So it's like, I was telling that to my mom yesterday, and she was like, she got quiet. She looked at me, and I was like, but you're seeing it though, because now the reality is setting in, and people are saying, yo, everything you guys were saying is true. Now what do? Just have the faith. Now the faith is a gift. If you don't have that, then you're stuck. All right. So
But
this,
there was somebody who do have it.
that's it. There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Befriend him.
That's it. Quick.
What's that called? The buddy system. Put your arm around, and be like, listen, I ain't leaving you at all.
That's right. Yeah, they want to wait till last minute. You want to wait till last minute. Slide into to be safe. You ain't gonna be safe. She gonna get some. You gonna kick your teeth. You're gonna be swallowing some teeth.
Yeah. There's the book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 11. It says, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still.
Right. Oh no, that's it. Yeah, that's right. Cause I'm smoke. Yeah. So we're not forcing you to come as truth. You can't sit there and say, oh, well, this is why nobody wants to join your congregation because you guys are too aggressive, you're too mean, you're not nice. It's like, yo, this is not for everybody. He that is holy, let him be holy. He that is filthy, let him be filthy still. We just tell you the truth. We tell you, look, these are the prophecies and scriptures. These are the truth. We tell you who you are. We tell you where you come from. We're not niggas. We're not spics. We're not wetbacks. We're Israelites. We tell you what your power requires of you and what your power's name is. We're not convincing you to join the truth. We're telling you what the truth is.
That's it.
That's why some, family members will say, oh, so what denomination are you? And it's like, the truth. Yeah, but what denomination? Is it Christian, Baptist? No, the truth. That's it. It's the truth of the Bible, the things that that's been hidden from you.
So you tell somebody basic addition, 2 + 2 is 4. Well, what version are you teaching of that? What do you mean? What version am I teaching of that? What other version is there? Well, because you got some that say 2 + 3 is 4. So how do you have a version of the truth? The truth is the truth. Any other version would not be the truth.
And we're not forcing you or enforcing you to get this. We understand that, look, not everybody's going to be a part of this.
That's right.
Yahushua talked about that, about division. Family members, they that be of his household shall be foes unto him.
Yep.
A prophet is not without honor except in his own country. So we know that not everybody's going to like this. People are going to want to separate themselves. When I'm just going to give a testimony. When the FBI came to my crib, People in the house start watching me. They start having the eye like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know about you.
Right.
You on that. Exactly. But I was still thinking like, look, you got to turn back to the Lord so we can be saved from these people. I still told you the truth. I didn't sit there and say, nah, you know what, you might be right. You know, maybe we shouldn't, you know. Matter of fact, I need, now that I mentioned that, Matthew the 18th chapter. I didn't sit there and be like, oh, nah, forget it. No, I still kept the faith. And what? I'm still, the Lord still has me pushing the truth. I didn't sit there and say, oh, well, you know what, the FBI came, that shit's too crazy. No, the Lord said that things like this was gonna happen.
That's right.
The Lord said that, what? Esau is gonna use deception. So I'm not surprised that he did it.
Hey, even the disciples in Yahushua, guess what? When the time of persecution came, even Peter, he denied Yahushua. You see, so it's something that people don't want to be associated with when the bitter parts come. But when the sweet things, the beautiful parts, the kingdom, we're gonna get everybody want to be a part of it. But what it takes to get there, because you got to build the kingdom. The building process, nobody want to be a part of, except for those who really can see that.
The builders.
The builders, they're the ones who really step into it and do the work. But those who sit around and, oh, yo, you guys are building this? Oh, damn, that's dope. I want to be a part of it. This is what it takes. I'm going to be persecuted. I'm going to lose my job. You mean to tell me I should sell everything and come here to build? Yes, because guess what? What we're building is this place is all going to be destroyed. That's the message we're given by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His Son, Yahushua. And all the things that are happening now in the world are leading to that destruction of America.
Oh, yeah,
Whether you want to
the
hear it or not,
Samaritan,
it's not our problem. We're here to
heathens
give you
that
the
went
warning.
Samaria.
Okay, so
Yeah.
your best bet is to prepare for that. Don't try to fight it. Like what we're saying is an opinion. Like, oh, what you guys are saying, if you stop saying it, then it wouldn't happen. It's written. So even if we never said it, it was still gonna happen regardless. So you should be happy that you didn't get to see it, you didn't get to read it, you actually got to hear it. That prompted you to go read it and be like, oh shit, what they're saying is actually true. So what do we do about it? You see, that's the spirit of the elect. What do we do about it? How can I deliver myself from what's coming? What can I do to be a part of those who are gonna be saved? Because I want to be saved, I don't want to be destroyed.
Right.
That's the spirit of the elect. The fear of the Most High prompts you to get into that spirit of building, man. But those who don't care, they don't have the spirit of the Most High on them, guess what? They're going to stay in that folly spirit. Like it tells you in Luke 17:26, that's going to be like in the days of Noah. There's going to be people with unbelief. They don't have the faith. They don't fear the Most High. Look what's going on in the world right now. You see? These are things that are a flood behavior. Those are the signs that the Lord is showing the world that, look, He's coming to destroy this place. And rightfully so, man. All right?
But to add to your point, not everybody can be builders. Not everybody has the skill to be a builder. But the Lord has given His prophets the skill to be builders, to build up the house of David. Oh yeah, I love you, Slap.
This is the first book of Maccabees, 2nd chapter, verse 50. Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time, so shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name. I'm going to jump down to the 61st verse. And thus...
Mention some of those names.
Okay, come on. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness?
Right, because when you go to the account, it said Abraham believed in the Most High, and the Most High accounted to him for righteousness.
Right.
So Abraham's faith was righteous.
But he would have been called a serial killer. He would have been. They would have caught it. Imagine you come and you see your son. You see a kid blindfolded. You starting the old man with a big beard starting a fire, and he got a knife in his hand and everything. And they catch this guy. He's like, freeze. Abraham's mugshot will be on the news, and they will call him, yo, there's a psychotic serial killer, and he kept saying, God told me to do this. Right. That's what they would do. God told you to kill it, and wait till Sarah finds his ass. He gonna want to be under the jail.
But how do you expect the Most High to test your faith?
Exactly. Right.
How do you test gold to see if it's really gold? You gotta put it to the fire. And the fire don't feel good.
Not at all.
Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt.
Right, and when you go into the account of Joseph, what happened with Joseph? The freaking Egyptian one, what's his name?
Potiphar's wife.
Yeah, Potiphar's wife. She lied to him and said, oh, he tried to sleep with me. Nah, he ain't tried to sleep with your old dusty ass. He wants to be left alone, but you kept tugging on him.
Black ass.
Yeah. So then what? Joseph had to go into prison. He, he took that patiently. I believe that's in Peter's where it says, Damn, could you get that for me? I don't want to butcher it. I know it's in Peter's. I think it's First Peter's. I think it might be 4. When it says you are buffeted for your faults, you take it patiently. Right, but when Joseph was how did the Most High touch Joseph's faith and patience? He put him into a situation where he couldn't deliver himself, and Joseph was patient, and then what? He was made Lord of Egypt.
There's the book of 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 20. For what glory is it if, when ye be buffeted for your faults, patiently?
Right, so if you do wrongdoing that you rightfully deserve, don't you take that patiently? Let's say you beat up your woman, let's say you just get 5 or 7 years in prison. I know that's a little extreme, but whatever. You take that patiently, right? Because like you know that what you did was off. Continue.
But if, when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with the Most High.
And what's not well? Suffering righteousness, suffering persecution for the word's sake, for Yahweh Shai's sake. That's what you got to take. And Joseph is an example of that. Because he didn't do nothing wrong. But what? He still went to prison.
For a false accusation.
And the same thing they're going to do with us.
Phineas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. Yahweh Shai, for fulfilling the word, was made a judge in Israel.
Which that's not the Yahweh Shai, that's talking about Joshua. But then you know that Joshua and Yahweh Shai have the same name.
Just like we read in Acts last night.
Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom.
Right, David, because David had every right to go and kill Saul, but he was merciful unto Saul, which is something that 2/3 of our people don't freaking have. Y'all ain't merciful. Y'all want to kill us, all because we're prophesying the right things. Especially Esau, definitely ain't no merciful. It says he cast away all pity.
Yeah, and when David's mercy, the mercies of David, it wasn't like an act that he was putting on. And you know that because even after Saul died, when that Amalekite tried to come and get brownie points, thinking if he told David that he killed Saul, everything was going to be good, David had him put to death without a second thought. And then David mourned Saul's death. So you know that it wasn't just like just for show, like, yo, I'm gonna look good if I spare his life and not go and boast in it. He even took care of Saul's son.
Oh yeah. So, no, it was
Was it? Oh, Jonathan's
yeah.
son. Jonathan's son. Khan. Slaki, yeah. Yep. But he could have been grimy on some like, nah, F that, you know, because of what your father did.
Right, and he even had he said, were you not afraid to touch the Lord's anointed?
Yeah.
He still called Saul the Lord's anointed. That's how much respect he had for him, even though Saul was trying to kill him.
Hey, real quick. Oh, you just put it in the chat. I was about to say. It says what? Puerto Rico declares state emergency critical condition power plants, and recently, and this real quick, but recently you have happening in the UK. They're talking about energy shortages because they're saying that the plants, the greenhouses, where they farm the vegetables and fruits and good stuff like that, they're not being able to stay on because of the lack of energy. So now they may be facing power outages, but then they're saying China's also struggling with energy. They're saying that Lebanon is in a blackout. They're saying that India has been warned about an upcoming blackout because of energy shortages. And now they're saying Puerto Rico is saying that that's something they're about to possibly face too. Just the same way, like you mentioned, this thing slowly started creeping up on people. That's the same way this thing is going. So let's see if that dark winter, how dark the winter is going to be.
And we keep saying it through the Spirit. Today is what? October 9th.
Yep.
Exactly 3 months after they did the cyber polygon thing. I did a lesson on that last night, going into it. And Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States. So if they're going through it, then who's to say what's going to be happening here? You got family members who are still in Puerto Rico. So they already have that problem there. That means it's creeping over here. All right, it's happening quick. Just like a virus, it started moving, it's happening quick. They said it's going to be a pandemic and it's going to be with
going to have
C19,
the 1-9 like symptoms.
Exactly, symptoms. So this thing could just start creeping up on people. They had these social media websites we're shutting down.
Yep.
Those
Twice.
are tests, right?
Twice in 1 week.
There you go. That was a test to see the communication. How will people react? So they've already started this thing, man. It's already on the way, man. So, hey, from here on out, hey, brace yourselves, man. Get ready. All right, because any day now, this thing could go down, and that'll be it. Scriptures talk about a sudden destruction. Okay, sudden destruction is going to come upon them, and they shall not escape.
Yep.
So we're leading to that, man.
Yep.
The people are getting ready. You got people protesting. I just seen some shit that says, for the first time in I don't know how long, but the people have showed less confidence in mainstream media to get information. Only 36% people believe that the mainstream media is actually worth paying attention to. So that's like the American people are just like saying, F this place, man. It's over.
And ever since we got here, I keep looking over there at that one light that's on.
It keeps
And
blinking.
it just keeps on flickering. I just keep thinking about the
Right.
blackouts.
It's a symbol, yeah, it's a signal.
You know, I had a dream about it.
When? Recently?
Yeah, like I was like half awake, half asleep, like sleep paralysis kind of, and it was like a blackout was going on, and I just knew that it was actually happening, but I wasn't bothered. I was like, oh yes, I knew this was coming. And then I actually woke up and I was like, damn, that's mad weird. I thought it was like real. I thought it was actually a blackout going on and it was about to go down. Yeah.
So, it's weird. Let's see how it goes. It's all dark and gloomy.
But Esau prophesied as well, because they have a show not called 911, and the new season is called 911 Blackout.
Oh, shit.
And it came out, the new season, it started I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago, sometime around the football season when it started. So what's that about?
Yeah,
And there's people robbing each other, people going to each other's houses, chaos in the streets. Why are you naming 911 Blackout and then we got energy crisis happening too? Is that by coincidence? No.
And they said that this is not something that's gonna get fixed in days. They said this takes decades for them to fix energy to get it back on normal.
They said it's been something that's been happening for years. Like the energy grid, all right, has been taking a hit for years. So at this point, the infrastructure is so weak. If it was to go down, it's going to take a lot. They're going to have to change the whole system, which is the goal. You know, they said they're going to have to come out with a digital Vanessa to stop the digital
Problem.
problem. You see the thing. So hey, you know, we're moving, man. The days are short. You know, they're moving according to the times of prophecy, and we can see it. Those who have the eyes to see, we can see it, man. And it's building up, and it's real bumpy just to build up alone. So when it happens, Jacob's trouble, man. And when it happens, they're talking about dark winter. When it finally hits, man, people are gonna be caught off guard, and it's not gonna be pretty, man. It's not gonna be pretty. You wanna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Vanessa is basically already partially digital, so it's like they're fooling people into what they already prepared to happen.
Of course.
When things go down and they try to bring it back up, but it's gonna be a lot more desperate at that time.
Yep. Okay, interesting, man. Listen.
And to add to your point with the bumpy road, we have that lamp, which is the oil, to go through that dark cave and walk through it and go to the other side. But for those foolish virgins that didn't want to take heed, that didn't put oil in their lamps, when they time to go into that cave, they're gonna be like, nah, I ain't doing that. Nah, that's too dark, it's too crazy. But nah.
Got the light.
Yeah, but for us that have the oil, that have the lamp, we gonna go into their brave and we gonna come out on the other side.
Yep.
We may hear a couple of and all that, but we gonna be like, what's that? Nah, get out of here. And we gonna keep it moving. But some of the other people you hear in the movies, they hear that sim.
Yep.
I ain't doing I'm out.
Hey, that's in Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter. Hey, because you know you have some individuals, because Matthew 25 talks about how when the cry was made, they all rose, right? And you got some people that can wake up just like that, and they're ready. They already know, all right, I know I got to do this and go. You got some people, they're like panic wake. They knocked out.
Yeah.
What's the time? What's the time? Oh shit, and that's gonna be them, and we like, yo, we gotta go. All right, where's my lamp? The shit not coming on. We ain't gonna stop it. Oh, all right, let me give you some of mine.
Or they might have the lamp somewhere in the back. You gotta toss out a whole bunch
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Why
yeah.
did you have it here?
Trying to find it, and the shit is not coming on, and you running, you walking in the dark, and you hearing the owls, especially them owls, man. Woo! Shit, you know. Hey, it says that. Yeah.
Oh, that can cross his legs.
Yeah. Nigga twisted his head 360 and shit. He's doing that. Yo, and it talks about it, wild beasts. It sounds like they skipping, you know,
Right.
some
Yo,
shit just
yeah,
touching, tickling
yeah,
your ears
yeah.
and shit. And it's all dark.
Yep. Hey, and just to think about the reality of it too, is that how much damage is that going to cause within the first few hours? Because we got a lot of people who are hospitalized right now, and if the power goes out, how are they gonna keep administering these emergency situations? They're gonna have ambulances going back and forth. There's traffic light, there's accidents, all kinds of stuff that's gonna happen all at once.
Right.
You know, the government is gonna try to calm the people down, but the people are not gonna want to hear it. You see? So it's all hell about to break loose all at once. That's why it says sudden destruction. And when you read the book of Proverbs, the first chapter, the Lord talks about when their calamity comes. The calamity is going into what? A sudden destruction that you can't get out of. You know, sudden impact that you're just like, oh shit, like your thought process just changes, man. Imagine being in traffic and then the lights, the whole thing just goes out in the middle of the night. You know, in the evening where you're depending on the light. And then we just have a new moon now, so the moon is not really up there like that. It's all bright where you can have some sun, some light, you know. And now, guess what? The sun goes down quicker.
Yep.
You know, by 6:30, the sun is already down. So these things are all things you got to think about. Like, damn, like, do I have what it takes to go through a day, 2 days, 3 days?
Yep.
The weather's gonna change. It's starting to get cold now.
Yep.
You're gonna need the heat.
Yep.
So it's really gonna cause people to really be in that spirit of panic.
They're gonna be hurt.
And that's when the government is gonna come in and be like, come to Papa. Here we got the solution. There you go.
Hey,
now.
because now if they were to do that and say, shut it down for a while, but then start powering up these FEMA camps.
Right.
They got electricity, right? As you go there, it's like a so-called refuge.
Yep.
You know, but then when you in there, that's when they're gonna be purging people and getting people ready. You watch some of these shows where they take like children and they experiment on them for years, and then they gotta take a test to see if they're ready. And the ones that don't make it, organ harvesting.
Yep.
So they're gonna bait people.
Yep.
But people who don't know, hey, I shouldn't stay away from these FEMA camps, are gonna think that's a good thing, and they're gonna go there, and guess what? You're gonna get got.
Yep. But I was gonna bring out the precept in Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter. You know, because that's all gonna happen again, being that we are in modern day Egypt. All right, and darkness is one of the plagues that the Lord is really gonna hit America with the most, because you understand, America is not ready. The Americans are not ready for a blackout scenario. They're not ready for that. Most people haven't gone through that before. Most people don't even know what it takes to survive one night in darkness. You can't even go 1 day without your phone. You know, so you're gonna have to break that habit. 21 days of not having your phone and picking up your phone and checking the time.
Yeah.
Or, yo, let me check what's going on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. That's gonna be a pattern that you're gonna have to break. And people are not gonna be able to do that. Your medication cycle. Oh shit, a lot of people depend on their technology for everything. Your money. I gotta take the train. Oh shit, how much I got in my account? Damn, the banks are down.
The train.
The train is down. The cars are down. The banks that you on TV, some people are hearing the news. It's like, yo, we're working hard to get this done. We've called in the National Guard. FEMA's here helping rescue. We're here, we're here, we're here. Hey, like the brother DeBar, he was telling me that he did a video that FEMA was in his neighborhood. Why are they in the hood right now? What are they doing there? Are they preparing for something? And why did Poco come out and say that she's going to bring the National Guard in to help with the medical whatever? So that means that they're expecting some type of emergency, and guess what? They're going to be ready for you. All right, you want to say something?
Yeah, another thing, just to add to your point, people don't know how to look at the sun to tell what time it is. Because you know when the sun is right above you, you know it's 12 o'clock. So imagine if there's no electricity, no nothing. Hey, what time am I supposed to do this? What time am I supposed to take my medicine? Well, for us, we have the knowledge, so we know, oh, okay, if I look at this up at the sky right now, if the sun was out, if it's right above me, I know, okay, it's probably around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, probably getting closer to, depending. So we're able to tell the time by the sun, and the same thing you can do with the moon. But these people, they don't know that. They don't acquire other knowledge. They think that, like the brother said, the phone has to tell them the time. But now the Most High has made the sun to moon to tell you what time it is, or at least what time vicinity that you're in.
So they have you can make a simple sundial. You know, like if you take like a takeaway plate, a plastic one, and you flip it, and you draw like a clock on it, and you just put like a pen in the middle of it, you just put it out in the sun, the reflection of the pen is gonna show you what time it is, because as the sun moves, the shadow is gonna go right around that little clock you have there. Simple as that. Or even how to filter water, how to filter dirty water. People don't know these things.
And now the rain is all contaminated because they spray all these these chemicals in there, barium, aluminum. Now I'm hearing they put graphene oxide up there. The other day, they don't take breaks. The other day, after the sun had gone, and normally you see them during the day, they still spray in the nighttime. I seen the plane, flying at night. I was like, yo, damn, nigga,
Chemicals at night.
Yo,
Shit.
You know, you can see the trails at night. They were still spraying the shit at night. They don't take breaks, man.
They don't take breaks.
You know, so these devils are on the clock 24/7.
Because they what? They got a short time.
That's it. That's it. That's just
And when that happens, and you run out of you get separated from somebody, if you can't pick up a phone call to call somebody, they could have cut the corner right there, and you will have no clue where they are. You can't get to them because you don't know where they're gonna be, where they are. Especially if it's like your child or something. Somebody could have snatched them up. So if it's not about it, we were talking about this. If the Lord doesn't lead you to somebody else, you're literally asked out.
This is that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Sure.
Because when it happens, we know this is it. We're gonna be happy. We're gonna be praising the Lord. Hey, this is it. Call on y'all, shot. Now we're gonna wait to see what happens next.
That's right.
Meanwhile, people gonna be bugging the hell out, man. This is what we've been telling you from the beginning. The reality. Once it sets in, if you don't have Yahweh Bashim Yahushua on your side, you are through. You are through, man.
Yeah.
And these people don't got what it takes to even survive a week. You know what I'm saying? What do you have? You don't have no jobs and you ain't got no money. Okay? So the initial rush, guess what? It's gonna be chaotic, man. Now it's about the survival of the fittest.
That's right.
You see? Survival of the fittest, man. But the Lord said what? We gonna be fed. We gonna have shelter. We gonna be drinking. We gonna be chilling. We gonna be praising the Most High in the times of these calamities, man. All these people going around doing all this, I'm scared, I'm this, all this mass hysteria, all this bullshit. Guess what? When the reality hits, you gonna kick into a different gear, but you're not gonna know how to think. Okay, you're not gonna know how to think. The government's gonna tell you what to do, and a lot of people are gonna buck up against that, and that's gonna cause that division, that crazy all hell breaking loose type spirit, man.
That's right.
The military gonna come in, they're gonna enact martial law because people are gonna be attacking the White House, man. Why do you think they put the fences up? You know, the Pentagon is putting the fences up. Oh, yesterday, the police station that's next to us, they put the barricade over there. What they preparing for, man? Because they know the people are going to react a certain way because the people are going to know you motherfuckers caused this shit. Because we telling the truth, you know?
2nd and 15th.
That's it.
Slack before you get that. Also, I've been hearing a lot of airplanes since the start of this year going over my building. It's like, what's that all about that?
Yeah. Mad helicopters.
More polices in certain areas.
Yep.
They have that long little tower thing in certain areas. I'm like,
It literally looks like a dystopian future
Yes.
when they set up these different areas.
Quarantine centers.
There's one crisis away.
Yep.
All this is one crisis away. And if it's like lights out, just like that. We've experienced it. We grew up in Ghana. That shit, you don't get a warning. And everything goes quiet. TV, fridge, everything. It's dead silence. And it's just pitch black.
Everybody's quiet.
You don't see anybody. I could be sitting right next to this brother. If it's nighttime, unless I'm going like this, you don't see anybody because it's not a movie. In the movies, it's dark, but you can see everything. And the character can't see. In real life, blackout means pitch black. You don't see anything.
And that was not a pun that we dark skinned. It's literally, you could be light skinned. You still can't see.
You ain't gonna see nothing.
Nah, bro.
but they tested that in what was that, 2000 or 2001 with the blackout? Yeah. And I remember that shit. People was bugging out on the block. They didn't know what the hell to do. And somebody just for fun on the block, I guess they wanted to make everybody scared. They started busting shots in the air, and then everybody just was scaring like roaches. I'm not gonna lie, I do remember that day, and I was afraid 'cause I heard the gunshot because you didn't know if somebody was shooting at you, but I knew somebody was shooting in the air, and I wasn't afraid for some reason. But I remember I see one woman, and you know the woman like to talk a lot of shit, but this one woman, she was doing the worm. She was like this on the floor.
Oh shit!
I'm like, and I remember I was running. But this same woman, loudmouth ass woman, saying all this shit. But then you should see it when shots went off.
Yep. Oh, yep.
I'm like, what happened?
Screams.
I was gonna say, it's funny how everybody's like on this self-defense tip right now, but in reality, when shit hits the fan, you're not gonna be prepared to use a gun. You're gonna throw it and try to run or something.
Yep.
Because that fight or flight is gonna kick in, and y'all not warriors like that.
Yep. True.
Hey, was it Project Cypher and
Whoa.
Project Pogo?
Yeah.
A couple of days, I think earlier this week, the feds came out and said that they were working with social media platforms to track people on certain information that they look up on the internet. Keywords. Now, when you look up something known as TTID, which is known as track, trace, and identify, and it also works with Project Pogo, they're gathering information on people. Now, a couple of years ago, not even a couple of years, I think a decade ago, all right, there was this thing that they had markings. If you had a red X mark in front of your building, you were that building had people that were like, yo, kill on sight. You had the yellow, I think the yellow market. Those are the people who are going to be arrested and taken into concentration camps. And then I believe the other one was like they're going to be using them as a test or something like that. When you really look at it, they said they were going to do it during the time of blackout. And a couple of years ago, they were conditioning the people with the fireworks. I don't know if brothers was paying attention to
loud
it.
ass fireworks.
Yeah, loud ass fireworks that
At
sounded
night.
like gunshots.
July 4th.
Huh?
July 4th.
July 4th, but
But
it was
just kept on
It
going.
kept on going.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Months after July.
And
I'm
before.
like,
Yeah,
and
and
I'm
before,
like, wait,
yeah.
tell me, how come they still doing fireworks? And it's like, who the fuck is doing all this dumb shit? You know, just this past summer. To the point where, yo, I'm talking, the buildings would be shaking. If you had a dog in your house, that dog is shaking, like trying to hide and shit. I'm like, yo, what's going on? So then I was like, wait, that shit sounded like gunshots, bro. So I looked out and I'm like, oh shit, it's fireworks. But then sometimes you hear certain sounds, you look up and there's no fireworks. So I'm like, are they kind of like blending it in? You hear these helicopters flying over, so I put 2 and 2 together. They will do that raid, that purge that they're gonna be doing is gonna be in the blackout. When people are on a Thanksgiving, you know, family, everybody chilling, they're gonna shut the whole thing down and then they're gonna raid on people because now they're putting FEMA around. The National Guard is coming around, so they're like, yo, we're trying to be here to protect shit. The moment the lights go out, boom, everybody's gonna be raided in, man. And if you don't have the spirit and power of the Most High, that's why it says, there shall be like a chase row.
Yep, I was thinking. I was
Yeah.
literally just thinking.
You
that.
know, so that's the times that we're coming in. That's the spirit that these devils, they're coming into Jake neighborhoods predominantly. A lot of these things that's happening is gonna be in the Jake neighborhoods, man, because they know that Jake is the one who's saying, nah, we're not gonna do this, Vanessa, you know, this and that, and they can see where the energy is going, and Jake is building more and more confidence because a lot more people are starting to wake up. So with that happening, the government is like, hold up, if we allow these people to keep on going and we don't put a stop to this, it might get out of hand. It might be way too hard for us to kind of quell this shit. So that's the next thing that they're gonna do, man. They already started taking jobs. They put in restrictions on your travel. All right. Biden has said that by the end of this month, he said he's going to enact put an executive order that's going to stop interstate travel for those who are unvanescent. So you're gonna have to prove you've been vanescent to be able to travel interstate, man. So that's a block right there. They're cutting off the circulation. The food system is being shut down, as you can see, as we're talking about now. You know, so there's a whole lot of things that's happening. That's why Yahushua said, what? It's the beginning of sorrows, man. Jacob's trouble, and we're at the door of that, man. All right, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Khan, they didn't make a purge movie about Indians and Asians and Persians. They made it about Jakes. Why would they do something like that?
That's right. Addictive program.
Yeah, I think every purge movie had a Jake. I think the first one that came, Esau was coming after Jake.
Yeah, he was running in the street.
Went to the house.
I forgot the second one, but I know the third one, which was called the First Purge, was about Jake. And then the newest one that came out, which was the Forever Purge, that was about the Northern Kingdom.
Oh, the second one was with the two women, the mother and her daughter.
Oh, there was
Diego's
two,
night.
Jakes.
And then the main guy, I think he might have been Jake too. He looked like he could have been like a northern tribe that just looks real light skinned.
Right.
He had the car. He's the one who came and got the two women.
He protected the governor or something like that.
Yeah.
But every movie had Jake in it. Wow.
Because they're trying to tell you we're gonna be purging Jake.
The rebel group too was a Jake.
Yeah.
The leader.
Yep.
The leader of the rebel group.
The dark
was
skinned
Jake.
guy.
Third, Demetrius, I think that was his name, right?
No. From the first purges, the one who they were chasing, the first Jake that they were chasing.
Yeah.
He later
went to
came back and
family,
become.
he
became a.
Yep.
But really, it's the Most High that's gonna put that spirit on them to do that.
Yep.
Because when the Most High does it, he ain't gonna chill.
He's gonna be laughing.
And you ain't gonna have to worry about just human beings, because the scriptures tell you that there are spirits created for vengeance. Now you have death angels that hop on people to do things, but you also have certain apparitions, literally. And people they know apparitions as scary sights.
Right.
These apparitions are gonna get physical with you. You know, they actually gonna get physical with you. The death angel was an apparition that got physical.
Yep. And
You
it's
know,
gonna be-
long ass claws by
It's lawlessness. Who's that gonna affect the most? The women. And you
Yeah.
put that video of that woman that was
She barely made it?
escaped. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That nigga.
women normally cry and scream for what? For help of a man. That's why they cry and scream. Oh my God, help me! It's for a man to step into to save them. So all this disrespect that you've done to all these men, guess what? Those men that you were gonna be screaming for, they're gonna be the ones coming for you. Who's gonna be screaming for now?
Yeah.
They're those who are logical, those who have that spiritual power, those who have the ability to protect you from some shit. And that's why the Isaiah 4:1 comes into play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we're literally inching closer and closer, but it's happening quicker than people think, man. All right.
Wisdom of Solomon?
Yeah. It's a book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, starting at 1. It says, for great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation,
The unrighteous men were the Egyptians, and the holy nation were the Israelites.
that's it, they being shut up in their houses, Goshen, the prisoners of darkness, and fetters with the bonds of a long night, laid there exiled from the eternal providence.
You hear that? So they couldn't escape the night. All right? The fetters are like shackles. And they were shackled by the long night, meaning they wish it was over. They wish they could be free from it, but they couldn't. Because you know, when you're going through a bad time, time moves slower. It feels like it moves slower. You know?
That's why you get the word patient.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a bad state, but you have to be patient. You have to wait for the bad state to be over so you can be cured. You know? So it says,
Precept?
the Spirit.
No, I was gonna ask, is that why when the nuclear missiles hit and people are burning, it would feel like all of eternity?
There you go. Yep. It's going to feel like a long time.
They're going to keep them in there.
Mhm.
So I'm going to keep you there and melt
Melt
you.
you.
And when
Shit.
something melts, it doesn't melt. Well, I mean, you are going to melt fast, but the Most High is going to like slow down time.
Oh, there's this anime called Bleach. And there was this one of his characters who, he had his special ability with his sword was when he cuts you, time slows down for you. And I mean, it slows down so much. It could be 1,000 years for you to move your hand from here, here. And what he did was he pretty much stabbed the dude. So the dude was gonna feel that pain of the piercing all the way into you for like 1,000 years. So that's that perception. Though to him it was just like a second.
Yeah, the Most High can do that. It says, for while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions.
And apparitions are ghosts. All right, demons. And demons can be very scary looking, man. You know, scary looking.
Yep, and Halloween is coming up. So yeah, man. So hey, who's to say the Most High could really make these demons come to life?
He could really shut it out all black and then bring real demons. Halloween, happy Halloween, trick or treat, right?
Or you hear knocking at your door, you're gonna be hearing these funny ass,
Yeah.
and you be like, what the fuck, yo, what's going on? Oh my God, the women, man, boy, look at he going, oh man.
They're going to come to you like, hey, can you answer the door? No, you brave. You answer the door.
man.
Oh, there's a lady. Damn, I forgot what happened. She was so scared. She had her child with her in the house, and she called some guy that she used to deal with, and she was like, "Yo, I'm just wondering, like, would you like to like come stay with us?" And he was like, "For what?" And she was like, "I don't know. Like, I'm scared. I'm scared for my life. I need somebody who can take care of us, who can protect us." And he was like, "Yo, I was trying to help you guys out. I was just trying to get to know you a couple months ago, and you was on some like Hollywood shit. Now you talking about yo on some humble shit? Nah, fuck that. I'm with somebody else now.
That's it.
The same shit you asking for, somebody else is asking. I'm already giving. I can't give two.
That's it.
You know?
You on your own.
That's it. You know,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
started begging and pleading. Oh, please, like, it's fine. We can live together. It's okay. Like my son, my daughter. It says, for neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear, but noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances.
You hear that? So that's a countenance is the appearance, your face, right? Your look. And a heavy countenance in this sense would be a very scary look. Happening, it said visions, right? So they were seeing these things, experiencing these things, you know? Waterfall, dude, you know, right around you, and you curled up in a corner somewhere trying to hide, and then all of a sudden, it's gonna tell you, a fire comes on, then it goes off. Then you hear creepy sounds. You might just get dragged from one corner to another. Like they show you in, what's that, Paranormal Activity and shit? Yeah, I was watching this clip, man. I said, oh hell, I have to turn this shit off. You had a little girl. Oh, they always do this shit. Little girl, long black hair, white ass dress, right? And she might have a little blood in it. And then the hair just covers her face, so she just like this, and she just looks up, demonic face, and the dude is sitting there watching it on the TV, and then the bitch starts crawling out the screen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She crawling to him. Yeah, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga like, oh,
Shit.
yo.
Yeah. You're gonna see Biden just pop out. Boom.
Yeah, you know how you be doing
Tell
it.
you that thing.
Creepy Joe.
And that's what, and also, you white people can't fucking run. You always tripping in these movies, man. Anytime some killer's chasing you, you start tripping.
White man can't jump.
Exactly. So you definitely gonna get caught.
Yeah, Jake gonna be out. That's the thing though. You in middle of the night, you gonna book it out your crib and run into some worse shit outside. Which one is worse? Deal with them in your crib, or go out there and see a whole company of demons outside and they just because you know what? When it gets scary, man, and you step outside and you just see demons running around, you see freaking wild ass shit, all that shit, and they all turn around and see you. You're the only one outside. they all turn around. Oh, this nigga. Come on, man.
They've been talking about this so-called zombie thing that people gonna start turning. Yo, who's to say they're really gonna put that thing out there? All they gotta do is hit a button and it's gonna just put a reaction in them, where they're not gonna be able to function properly. And next thing you know, their DNA has been manipulated to the point where now they seek human blood. You know, like yo, we wanna
Like
be
World War
hungry.
Z.
Yeah, you know, and that's the zombie apocalypse right there. You know?
Yeah, because it don't gotta be like you die and you're half
Right,
dead and
yeah,
you're coming
yeah,
around
yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
But when they can't think in their proper minds, you're looking at the person, but he's not there.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
The guy that was on bath salts a couple of years
Oh,
ago.
yeah,
He started
yeah.
biting the
Yep.
individual.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, blood over his
Yup.
mouth and shit.
Yo, dude ran head first into like a wall or a
Yeah,
truck or some
yeah.
shit.
Glass,
Got up
yeah,
and ran right back again.
Butt-ass naked.
Yeah, butt ass naked.
Yep. And this was a couple of years ago. 16, 17
Yeah,
around there?
yeah. And there was them demons on him.
It says, verse 5, no power of the fire might give them light.
You hear that? So your actual physical fire is so dark. It said that the darkness was so thick you could feel it. You ain't gonna be able to see anything. You know the fire is there, but you can't see it.
Yep, right there.
Oh shit.
Yo, where there's no...
You know? You like, man, and then you're hearing sounds. That's the thing. You're hearing things you can't see.
Oh, man.
Fear of the unknown.
Fear of the unknown.
Yep.
People-
Evil Village.
I've seen
It's
the
like that.
I've seen the trailer, but I haven't played
I
it.
didn't believe it. I'm like, yo, why they got this much light around you? I'm like, yeah, I'm not looking for
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Exactly. Hey, the Most High is scary, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the fear of the Most High. Man.
Most
He
High,
said, what?
yeah.
That's what they used to call him, what? The power of terror.
Yeah, King of Terrors.
King of terrors, you know?
Yeah.
It says, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night.
So you can, if you looked up, you wouldn't see anything, because there was a darkness that just covered them. You know, and just like that, the Most High did that.
Just like that.
Man, these people are. Look, man, I'll tell you something. Americans are cowards.
Yeah.
They're the biggest shit talkers and bluffers, but they're really cowards. So imagine you see somebody talking so much shit, but he's really afraid inside.
Yep.
So imagine a real life thing like this.
Especially now where they've been conditioned to be afraid of everything. Everyone is sensitive.
A mouse, an ant, a roach.
Yeah, I was doing a thing for this app that I had, and they were like showing me this video about sexual harassment or whatever, and you actually had to watch it, like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And when you're watching it, this bitch is like, well, while you're watching it, if you do have to feel any type of way, you know, maybe traumatized from the past or whatever, feel free to stop the video and take a break, take a pause, and then come back to it when you feel better. I'm like, 2-minute video? You mean to tell me you can't just say what you gotta say? You gotta tap into somebody's emotions and, we're considering how you feel about what we're saying and all this shit. Just tell them the thing.
Yeah.
What the hell is all this sensitive shit about, man? And that's why these children are so sensitive. Everybody now thinks that they're so important.
They're soft.
Everything is soft. And that's why it's gonna be an easy takeover. Just take their phones away for a day and it's over. They'll break.
Man,
They'll break.
and they talk so much shit, but I guarantee you, man, in the first, like you said, the first, because instantly they will be afraid.
Oh, yeah.
But denial kicks in.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna get it back working,
Right.
and that's in the daytime, right? And then it starts getting dark. It starts getting nighttime. All right, you know, like you said, maybe you could come stay with us tonight,
Yep.
and let's just see how it goes. A couple days go by, and then you start hearing the violence.
Yep.
Somebody next door neighbor
Yep.
wife is screaming, "Shut up, bitch!"
Yep.
Bow.
Yep.
She's quiet.
Yep. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Because of what? For lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Yep.
Now, it sets in when your government that you trust so much, trust the science, trust the experts, they start telling you, we are not sure when this thing is going to come on.
You on your own.
Like, whatever you got in your house, please hold on to that shit for the next 3 months.
That's it.
There's a dark winter. We're going to do what we can. First, the Vanessa, but then the chip. and then so on and so
Hey,
forth.
but that's why they said they started doing it. They said don't call the cops if you get
Yup,
just
yup,
give
deal
them
with
what
it.
you got.
In Florida, they said if somebody sticks you up, just give them what they want. You know what I'm saying? It's all you on your own. You know?
Oh yeah, you know when the TV does that, we have cut off the broadcasting for this.
Yeah, the
and they play
emergency
message.
broadcast?
Yeah, that's been happening a lot as well.
Yeah, they've been
So
testing it.
Yeah, so they're preparing for that. They go squad. TV gonna come on. We don't know when this is gonna happen, so such, and give you the message, and then that's it.
Good luck, nigga.
Continue, it says, neither could the light, oh, I read that, it says verse 6, only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself.
See? So your fire don't come on, but I don't know it. And that when these scary movies come out, they get their ideas from the scriptures. So you're just there and then boom, a fire just comes on. And you're like, yo. And you look to the corner, see, you might be with somebody, right? And you guys are, yo, we in this? And then they just stop talking for a while.
Right.
But it's dark, but you can't see.
Yeah.
The light comes on and their head is decapitated. Their head is hanging in the air, looking at you, and their body's in the other corner over there, moving by itself.
Quickly too, and you didn't even see it, you
Yeah.
didn't hear nothing. You just be like, oh shit, what the fuck, bro? What
Yo,
the
Billy, you still here, right? You know, and the light comes on.
And somebody grabs you,
Oh,
boom. Oh,
and then that's when the lights go off again. You know, they show you that shit. You see, the lights come on and there's a demon here.
Yeah.
The lights go off. Then the light comes on and he's right in front of your face.
Oh man.
Yo, you people are gonna die of heart attacks.
Yeah, man. Yes. But their hearts filled them for the fear of what they saw.
Yeah.
You know?
That Lord gonna put their spirit back in there and say, nigga, go deal with it.
You see,
Don't
people
come
are
here.
laughing at us and thinking we're psychotic, but this is the thing of the Lord.
Yeah.
They shall laugh.
Yeah.
This is us.
I don't know if you remember that video I showed you on Instagram where the dude was high up and he saw the two dogs, and the one dog was trying to escape from this dog because he was afraid of him, and the dude was just wicked. So he was like, hey, the dog, and the dog started booking it down the street,
Oh, yeah,
and the
yeah,
other
yeah.
dogs started chasing. That's how we gonna be. We gonna see you in the predicament. We gonna,
Right.
oh yeah, I remember when you was talking shit. hey, he right there, he
That's
right there.
it.
God.
They tiptoe this shit
Yeah.
and you just blow their spot.
That's it. That's it. It says, it says, for being much terrified, they, oh shit. It says, only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful.
Oh, God.
For being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not.
See? Damn, man. You know, usually you imagine things scarier than they are.
Yes.
It said what they saw was scarier than what they could imagine. You know? Yo, let me tell you something, man. Being terrified is not a good feeling at all. That's why when you jump scare somebody, they get so pissed off.
Yeah,
Because they don't like to be, nobody wants to be like a false alarm. They don't like that. And now you in this shit, that's what the Most High is going to do, man. People are going to be afraid, man. You're going to cry. You're going to, man, grown men are going to be crying like women.
And your fears.
Yeah.
And society structure is going to be deconstructed because your police, which people will go for help, that's what people have the confidence in.
Yeah.
If anything, I could just call the cops. Well, the cops are telling you, look, don't call us because we also need cops to call to.
That's it.
So 911 needs 911. Cops need cops. What
Who's
the fuck?
helping
Like,
who?
yeah, like, nigga, I'm taking this badge off and I'm looking for shit.
That's it.
I'm a criminal too, nigga. Shit, I was trying to stop the crimes. Boy, look at here. It's so tough. I need to be a criminal.
That's it.
Like, at this point.
like in South Africa, when they were when they came to Stampede to go into the food stores, and then the cops with the guns, they saw that shit, they put it down, and they just stepped back because they said if one person shoots it, this Stampede, we done. So let me join them.
Bullets. It's over. You know?
Shit is hilarious.
Oh man. It says in verse 7, as for the illusions of art magic, they were put down, and their vaunting in wisdom was reproved with disgrace.
So now these were people that were into left hand stuff. So they had been exposed to demons before and left hand magic. And imagine somebody who's already used to seeing apparitions, seeing something. How scary do you think it was that if somebody that's used to it was afraid like that? And it says what? Their demons couldn't help them. Sorry, I clock out. I work for the Lord now. You know, matter of fact, I always work for the Lord.
Verse 8, for they that promise to drive away terrorists, right, the police and all these people who are there to stop all these things, right?
And back then they were called soothsayers.
Yep. For they that promise to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul, were sick themselves of fear, worthy to be laughed at.
That's the example you just get. If you apply that to modern terms,
Yes.
these cops are going to be running.
Yes.
Look, 911 is going to be looking for
Yes.
911. Now, who do you depend on when the one you depend on is looking for somebody to depend on?
And you notice too, like I said, America hasn't seen those kind of things. Most Americans don't believe in the supernatural stuff, the metaphysical world. They be like, nah, bro, if I can't see it, if I can't touch it, it's not there.
Yeah.
If I can't get it on camera, then it's not there. But what if your camera is not working, but what you see, your eyes are working perfectly fine, and you ain't crazy?
Yeah.
You ain't on drugs.
Looking through camera, it's not there, but you're looking at it.
Exactly. So now you're like, yo, what in the F? Like, now those who don't believe, you're going to believe, and you're going to be believing quick.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's coming. That's the reality. Once again, it's not fantasy, bro. This is reality. Read the scriptures.
And a lot of people are not in the condition. You got people that are extremely out of shape. You got people which not your physical condition won't really make a difference. Nevertheless, you got a lot of people that are like that and they're not seeking the Lord. You got fat ass people like they run like that.
With masks.
Where are you going? Yeah, with masks.
Vanessa and I got a mask.
Where are you going? Where are you going? The person's gonna be walking and they're gonna catch up to you.
What's his name? Jason, Freddy Krueger, whoever.
Yeah.
You just running.
Michael Myers.
You running down 2 blocks. Don't worry, I'm be there too.
I'll be waiting for your ass. Yeah, there's a video of this dude, man. Yo, he was booking down the track. He was kind of big, but he was booking down the track. And this guy tripped and fell backwards. Like, he didn't even fall forward. He tripped and he started falling backwards. It was like, wait, hold on. Did he just fall backwards? Yo, man. We joke about it, because, but at the end of the day, it's going to be so scary. Nobody's going to want to, well, the Lord is going to be laughing. He's going to put the spirit on his elect to laugh. You know why? Because they're going to be safe. They're going to be exempt from these things. But you are going to be the show. Just like we were made a spectacle, right? We were the show to them. Look, look at them. Ha ha, make fun of them, right? When you're in it, we're gonna be chilling, good, and we're gonna be laughing, because some situations just will be funny.
Yes.
If a dude come, turn around, his cheek is half bitten off, and then another nigga come with a mouthful of cheek.
Right.
That's kind of
Cannibalism. The scripture says it's gonna happen.
and he's still chasing him like,
Yes.
I'm not done. Like, nigga, you're the food.
This is the mocking that the Lord said he's gonna mock Americans, man.
Yeah.
He said he's gonna mock you. When your calamity comes, he shall laugh, man. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You see, but it's like it's kind of like humorous, but it's the reality.
It's serious,
And your
yeah.
life is gonna be a joke very soon, man. All this shit that you take so serious, the Lord is gonna dismantle all that, man. Just like how He dismantled America and made it a joke within 12 months. America has become the butt of all
Yeah,
jokes.
yeah.
Your president is a complete joke.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? He's setting the tone for what's gonna be happening soon, man. Yo, it says worthy to be laughed at.
Exactly. But that's it.
You see? And we're gonna be laughing just like this. Call all y'all much. Hey, this is the benefits of suffering all these things, because it's literally us living this life leading into the kingdom. Hey, yesterday we spoke to brothers, and it was just that joy, that spirit of like, damn, like that's a beautiful spirit. Like, it's so comforting.
Harmony.
It's harmonious, exactly. And that's the feeling, because we know Yahushua is almost here. But He told us, comforter. He told us He's gonna be with us, man. Revelation 3:10. He's gonna keep us.
Yep.
He's gonna guard us. He's gonna keep us protected. All the hell is gonna be coming, and we're gonna be protected, man. That's the faith that we have. The men, the women, and children. We have that faith, man.
That's right.
Because we are those same men coming back. Okay.
Sure.
So continue, verse 9. It says, "For though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared with beasts that pass by, and hissing of serpents, they died for fear."
Look at that. They died for fear, man.
Oh man.
Shit, you ain't even bitten by the snake yet. That's like the child starts crying before you whip them.
Piccolo. Stop
Yeah,
crying,
it's
give me something
really
to
give me
cry.
something to cry about, yeah.
It says, denying that they saw the air, which could of no side be avoided. Now, those are the times where people are going to be screaming for, oh my God, Jesus Christ. But that's the times where the doors of mercy are closed.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, bombs over Baghdad, baby. No one is safe. If you're not in that inner circle, it's all fair game.
Yeah.
It's fair game. No holds barred. You got
No,
it.
the Lord might show you JC. JC might be at your door, and then JC turn right there into the demon right in front of you and have his fun with you.
Yep.
You want JC, right?
Yep.
Fleece Johnson. Fleece Johnson's out here.
They said that the prisons are going to be broken because the infrastructure goes out, once the electricity goes out, the power goes out, niggas gonna be raided.
Well, it's a light thing for the Lord to have an angel open it.
Oh yeah,
You know, set him loose.
Yeah, you know.
I'm gonna say, since you mentioned him, I was meditating about him the other day. I said, listen, that man, you either have to execute him, or if the Lord saves him for Jacob's trouble, whoever the Lord sets him on, the Lord does not love you. 'Cause if you watch that interview with that man, he was like, listen.
That's it. Come here.
And that's what he probably gonna do. The Lord probably gonna put a funny demon spirit where he's gonna be just looking at somebody, he's gonna be listen.
Yep. Hey, very soon, man, like the next coming weeks, women are not gonna wanna go out. Because social media is going to be showing certain things that's happening to women. That's like, yo, like we're talking about it. It's so many instances that who do you attend to?
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to become the norm. Like, yo, this female just got raped over here. This she was minding her own business. She got snuffed. Yo, this lady got hit by this. Somebody hit a baseball bat. This girl's missing. And you're going to watch women get grabbed up and put in cars.
Mia something?
No, there was like, I seen it on Facebook, like 5 people was missing. I think it was 3 women and 2 Jake boys.
Wow, look at that. And then they ain't gonna see them no more. They ain't coming back. They're gonna harvest their organs very soon, man. They literally gonna chop them up, drag them like meat, you know, all kinds of different stuff, man.
And they're gonna start eating people, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Yo, cannibalism is a strong sight to see. Oh, remember that video we was watching with the CNN? He went to the areas where they cannibalism.
Yes. I think it was in Africa somewhere, and they had the bones,
the
on
bone
the chains.
necklace.
And then he sat there, and then they were like, nigga, if you keep talking,
we're gonna eat you.
Food.
Yeah.
And he stopped talking. All that Americans think they're above everybody. They go everywhere and tell you what to do. You had the American journalist from CNN who went into the Middle East, Afghanistan, and she was like, well, what about the women's rights? They said, lady, if you don't shut the fuck up over there, you know what I'm saying, you might not make it back to your land. Like, and we don't care. You know, because there's a different set of rules over there. You know what I'm saying? America is this thing that could just come into your land and tell you whatever to do. Guess what? The Lord is about to come in here and tell you what to do.
That's right.
He's visiting the earth which he made.
That's right.
We're seeing the plagues happening, and soon it's going to be made manifest where you're going to physically see it. You're not going to be hearing us telling you, you're going to be seeing it, man. You're going to be living it. All right?
Living terrors, man.
Verse 11, it says, for wickedness condemned by her own witness is very too timorous, and being pressed with conscience always forecasted grievous things. For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors which reason offereth.
So when you reason through something, when you understand something, you're comforted. But when you don't know or don't understand something, you're afraid. Fear comes from you lacking, like the fear of the unknown, right? The comfort that reasoning brings you, fear takes that away. And that's why you're so afraid. So they couldn't understand because they couldn't explain it. Now, if you saw a flying spirit in front of you, but if somebody told you, no, it's just a hologram, you'd be, whoa, you almost got me there. But when they unplug it and it's still there, wait, no, that's not a hologram, that's real. And you don't know how to explain that, you're afraid.
Or your question is, what the hell is this?
There you go.
Yo, what the you see that shit? Yo, people get bugged out when they see a whole bunch of fleet of chariots. Whoa, oh my God, what is that?
Y'all need to be shooting at that.
Right. So imagine when you start seeing just a whole bunch of dark, tall figures just coming at you, like a whole flood of people just coming at you. You're gonna bug out. You see, this is the reality, man. This place is gonna go out so crazy, man. It says
statues and shit.
Yeah. It says and the expectation from within being less counteth the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment. So they're not going to really understand, damn, it's the Most High who's doing this. Because their spirit is going to be in the spirit of like torment. I'm suffering, like literally that feeling of being in hell, you know? And it says, but they sleeping the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, and which came upon them out of the bottoms of the inevitable hell.
There you go. So these were sights that, you know, people would rather be dead than to go through what they were going through. And they couldn't sleep. They couldn't sleep that night. Even if you closed your eyes and tried, you wouldn't be allowed to do so. You know, hey, sleep. A lot of people are going to be sleep deprived. And when you're sleep deprived, you start to hallucinate. Okay? So when this shit hits and you can't sleep at night, you can't sleep in the daytime, it's going to be over, man.
All these people are drugged out. These people who are on McDonald's, fast food and all that, it's all gonna come crashing down on you, man. You're not gonna have the sustenance, all right, the ability to do certain things. Water is gonna be scarce, food is gonna be scarce, and people can't go a few hours without eating. Some people just eat just to eat.
Yeah, literally, literally.
They say it. They're like, oh, I'm just eating. It's like I just like to eat. You're not hungry.
They
but
call
you
things comfort food. They just eat when they feel bad. They just eat.
That's
you know?
sick. That's a sick person. Right there,
Gluttony.
you know. It
I mean,
says-
sometimes you might want a snack or something, but these people, as a life,
Yeah,
if they're
it's
not drinking a coffee
Right.
loaded with sugar every
Right.
2 minutes,
Right.
there's something happening to them.
People like that, you know, they gotta smoke their weed. You gotta do your drugs and all that. Hell, the Lord's gonna shut all that away. Now you're gonna have to deal with reality because they jump on these things to shield them from the pain of reality.
Yeah.
So now, if your stimulants are gone, your drugs, your pills, and all these things are taken away from you, now you're forced to face reality.
That's right.
Now it's like, oh shit, what the fuck? This how the real world is? No. This is not how the real world is, but this is how your reality has become. How do you deal with that? We weren't prepared for this. You know?
You got that song, Miley Cyrus. She said, "Well, I came in like a wrecking ball." That's gonna be reality.
Yep.
Coming in like a wrecking ball.
Yep.
Because I mentioned is that people have been running from reality for so long, but reality is picking up the speed.
Yep.
And when Jacob's trouble hits, there's gonna be nowhere to run. So you're gonna have to stop and turn, and reality is gonna be coming like a wrecking ball. And then you're gonna be here, the walls behind you, and then boom, you know, right in your face.
It says, continuing, verse 15, we're partly vexed with monstrous apparitions.
You hear that? Monstrous apparitions. Okay, let's look up the word monster. Let's see what it says here for monster.
And as you look for it, I'm gonna keep reading. It says, and partly fainted, their heart failing them for a sudden fear, and not looked for. It says, and not looked for came upon them. So those sights that they saw, people just dropping dead. People just drop like, oh hell no. Oh my, boom, that's it. You're gonna see that. You're gonna be in a car and you're gonna see some shit. Oh, what the fuck did I just see?
Yep.
In the middle of the night, some nigga just boom, hey, what's up? Oh, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? You be driving and then you look in your rearview mirror, some nigga just sitting.
Yeah, in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You be like, bruh, what the fuck?
Then you turn around and he's not there anymore.
Yes.
Like SpongeBob. He's sprinting. Because then now let's say you driving. You know, there's certain areas where you have to drive for a long time,
Right.
and it's like in between cities, and there's just
Dark.
trees
Yeah.
and
lights
and you're
are
driving
green
there.
lights, yeah.
Yep. And then your car breaks down.
Your headlights just turn off out of nowhere.
Your car breaks down, and now it's not coming on, and you can't stay in the car.
Accidents.
And you say, I'm gonna start walking. You're gonna start walking in that area. You're hearing these things. That's gonna be even for somebody that believes in the truth. Imagine in that time you gotta walk into that dark ass forest. Of course you're gonna do it because you got the faith in the Lord, but that's why the Lord is gonna need to put a certain spirit on you to do it. Because right now you still gonna be on some like, I mean shit, like that shit is because we're not used to that.
Underground, and then the lights go out and they're stuck there.
Yep.
You know how annoying that is to be in the train for that long, 30 minutes, and the train is stopped?
People will start killing each other.
Yes. You can't get out. It's locked. You can't. You're gonna have to break through, and then you gotta walk all these people. Hey man, and if you're a woman, like we always say, the women. Imagine driving your car, and then the lights go out, and you by yourself, and then the car just decides I'm not gonna move because all these smart cars and all that, it stops right there, or your tire just gets punctured, and you sit in the car. I can't call IA. I can't call HR. No, I can't.
Nobody. It sure
Your
is
man
nothing.
you can't pick up the phone and call no. What are you gonna do? If you have a man, he'd be like, all right, let me get out and check the shit.
Yeah.
You stay in the car.
Yeah.
That's what we would do naturally. But you sitting there like, you're not getting out the car. If you're seeing all these people doing this shit, you're not getting out. You're gonna sit in the car. That shit's gonna be your house for a couple days. You know? That's the reality.
Yeah.
So
And
what are you gonna do?
You got a lot of weak men that aren't, because the men of the Lord, that's why the scripture said they're going to be made more precious than fine gold.
Yes.
But you're going to have certain weak men who, y'all both in the car, and y'all just sitting there. Now you expecting him to get out and go check it out, but he's sitting there, and he sees you looking at him, but he's not going to turn to look at you. Because in his mind, he's going to be like, bitch, you crazy? I'm not going out there.
Yep.
If you're not going, I'm not going. They show you that in certain movies where the dude is behind the girl, like, yo. And he's ready to use her as cover or as shield so he can survive.
Yep.
And a lot of women are gonna realize that. A lot of these men that these messed up niggas that they like and they talk shit about us, when that time comes, those dudes are gonna bail on you. It doesn't matter how many people he shot or how tough he acts. When that time comes, if you don't have the spirit of the Lord, he's gonna bail on you. And you're gonna be by yourself. Imagine that, you stuck in a traffic jam, lights out. If you're on a bridge and the cars just stop, and you're in the middle of it, and the lights are out. You can see the city, the boom, 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 everything is gone, and you're just here. And you turn on your phone, you're not getting signal because the radio towers are out. Now you're like, you don't know what to do. What's the first thing? Do I get out and walk? Do I jump into the water? Do I stay here and wait? I guarantee you a lot of people are going to stay in that car and wait. Because people have the mindset of, unless somebody else does something, maybe we should all just wait.
And then once they see one person do it,
Then they all,
we
yeah.
do it.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, but then guess what? Esau gonna plant agents. He say, look, we're gonna turn off the lights at this time. Make sure you're right there. Sit in the car for about 30 minutes. And then you purposely get out. All of you get out at the same time. Let the people follow you. Leave them right here. We're gonna be right here waiting. The moment they get there, there's like a whole troop standing there waiting for them. They'll be like, oh shit, what the fuck? What are we doing now? Hey guys, hey, stop. You can't get off the bridge now. Wait. And it's like, yo, we trying to get all these people. Yo, there's chaos over here. We trying to get. Hey, wait a minute, guys. Hold on now. We to one at a time, and they're not gonna hear what you gotta say. So at that point, it's every man for himself.
Yep.
And we are naturally, we're rough. We've been growing up in that spirit anyway. So it's like when the time comes, look, we could be like, all right, look, fuck all this shit. Let's go this way. You know, hey, you got that thing. All right, we're up. Hey, you join me. You come over here. You take this. Let's go. And then you out because you have the spirit of the Lord on you. You know, hey, we're not going over there. People are not gonna have that spirit of navigation. The spirit of like, okay, if we walk over here, it's too crowded. Let's go this way. People are gonna, a lot of people are gonna want to be with the crowd, which is gonna be the worst thing to do.
Exactly.
You want to be isolated so you can kind of like listen, you can hear each other. You know, there's no light. These are all strategic shit. A lot of these niggas don't have those ideas, man. They're not built like that. They're all city kids. All they know is Jordans and freaking Nike and shit like that, and everything is being given to them. They don't have that built-in spirit to go find things and do things, man. Only the men of the Lord are gonna have that spirit, man.
Yep.
And that's what we keep telling you. If you don't have the spirit of the Lord on you as a man and as a woman, if you don't have the man of the Lord on you, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble, man.
Yep.
All right?
That's right.
Yeah, I was gonna say also to answer your point, your mind is your worst enemy in that situation because your mind's gonna think, especially for you women, a whole bunch of stuff that probably won't happen. Your mind will start thinking of things before they even happen or probably won't happen. You'll start thinking, well, what about this happens? What if that happens? It's like, yo, the lights just went off. Nothing's happened.
Right.
But your mind starts thinking, well, what if somebody, especially you used to get the scenario on the bridge, well, what if I fall in the water?
Right.
Well, are you near the
Right.
thing, the edge to fall into the water? How about you just don't go to the edge? Your mind will start thinking of things. And then to answer your point as well with the whole, they're gonna look for someone to lead them because that's what people are. People are naturally followers. So people in that mindset, they're gonna want somebody that's gonna lead them to like, hey, if somebody starts speaking up and saying, hey, enough of this shit, I'm gonna go this way. They're gonna follow him. Be like, fuck, he got the plan. Let's go follow him.
Exactly. And the men of the Lord, we naturally have the spirit of being calm because we have understanding. If the lights shut out right now, it happened a couple of days in my house. We were just there, I was laying down, and the lights went out. My Eve just bucked out. She came, babe, the lights went out. I'm like, yo, calm down. Like, you making mad noise. She said, but the lights are out. I said, I know. Wait, just let me check what's going on. So I get up, go to the kitchen, and I'm like, what happened? She said, I turned on the microwave, and now all the lights just shut out. I said, hold on. Went to the room, opened the thing, turn everything back on. The lights came back on. I'm like, there you go, eat your food. I'll be right back.
That's it.
And she's like, oh shit. And I was like, yo, don't be bugging like that. When there's an emergency, you don't be on some shit. Just calm down. She's like, I was calm. I'm hungry. I need to. I said, don't react like that. Just take it easy. We're gonna be all right. Just relax and listen. And when you have that calm spirit, they're like, oh, why is he not bugging? That's the kind of spirit you want to be around. And if it's not just one, but a couple brothers that are in that same spirit, we're already thinking of what we're gonna do. All right, you take care, you do this, you do that. Women want to be around shit like that because they're like, yo, you just be quiet, we're gonna be right back. They want to be around stuff like that. Not no nigga who's trying to, the stability. You see? But one of you was gonna say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Yahushua when they was on the boat. When he calmed down the waves in the sea, they was like, man, even the waves in the sea listen to him. Like, what the hell? Like, this is the guy right here.
And that's that same spirit. When did you see Yahushua panicking? Even knowing what he had to go through. Now he was grieved, but he wasn't panicking. But you have something, Monsters?
Oh yeah, this is etymology for it. It says mid-15th century, unnatural formation. Deviating from the natural order, hideous, a variant earlier of monstrous, strange, unnatural, monstrous, divine omen, divine omen, portent, sign, abnormal shape,
abnormal shape,
monster, monstrosity, figuratively repulsive, object of dread, awful deed, abomination.
So now you notice that the kind of words that are being used here, they're not in the family of pleasant words. These are words that dictate a painful, sorrowful, fearful time. And then on the Google, it says here, an imaginary creature that is typically large. People are scared of big things that are bigger than them. Leviathan, that's actually in here. Ugly and frightening. Okay? Large, ugly, and frightening. And then the synonyms are giant, mammoth, colossus, leviathan, behemoth, titan. You see? These are all the when you put in the word monster, there will be what? Monstrous apparitions coming upon the earth. So you're gonna have a whole lot of issues to deal with.
I believe it says something about portal. Because it's funny too, because I was reading some shit that CERN, they had opened a portal, and they said that the shit that they came out with, the scientists were like, I don't think we should have gone this way. So, hey, the Lord is the one who's putting that spirit out there.
No, it says portent.
Portent. Yeah, it was going into all that.
But even still, because angels and demons can travel through interdimensionally. You know, they can travel interdimensionally, and some angels and demons are on such a high level that they can physically manifest where you could touch it. You know, like Azariah when he came to help Tobias. You know, amongst many other instances. So it's not a crazy thing. Yeah, for demons, you have certain demons that just hop on people's minds. But when you read in the book of Matthew, account of that individual who was by the tombs, and they said he was so scary that no chains they put on him could hold him. And like you gotta imagine a scary sight that nobody went through that area. They all went the long way. And Yahushua went and rebuked that demon off him.
So continue, it says, verse 16, so then whosoever, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 17 verse 16, so then whosoever there fell down was straitly kept, shut up in a prison without iron bars.
Yeah.
They couldn't move. They're just like, I'm not leaving my house. There's no iron bars in your house, but you really call yourself a prisoner in your own house. You know? Verse 17, for whether he were a husbandman or a shepherd or a laborer in the field, he was overtaken and endured that necessity which could not be avoided, for they were all bound with one chain of darkness.
So it doesn't matter what profession you were, it doesn't matter who you were. Everybody was subject onto that. Because the scripture say that what? Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. So it doesn't matter if you're a star or whoever you are, if the lights are out, you're not any more important than the next person. Listen, man, 3 days without eating, somebody isn't gonna come and say, oh, that's LeBron James, let me give him my food, even though I'm hungry. No, people stick up him, stick him up. It doesn't matter who you are, what do you have?
It says, verse 18, whether it were a whistling wind or a melodious noise of birds among the spreading branches, or a pleasing fall of water running violently, or a terrible sound of stones cast down, or running that could not be seen, of skipping beasts,
So you imagine animals running,
galloping,
bulls, horses, cows, lions.
It says, or a roaring voice of most savage wild beasts.
Oh, now see, that's the shit right there. That's you hear a lion's roar, or a bear's roar, or how them tigers, it's like they breathe, but it's like like that type of shit. Man, and you just hear it constantly, like as if it's about to do something to you. Yeah, that's scary, man.
And then there's always that moment where it gets real silent. And then you go like this to like,
Them Edomites, man, they always got to go check it out. Nigga, I'm looking for the vet to crawl out. This nigga out here going to the door, I think it stopped. Does that mean I should go and listen to see?
It says, of a rebounding echo from the hollow mountains, these things made them to swoon for fear.
Swoon. Look up that word, swoon.
It says, for the whole world shined with clear light, and none were hindered in their labor. Over them only was spread an heavy night.
Oh, the word swoon, it says a partial or total loss of consciousness. It says a state of suspended animation, days, bewilderment. So they were so gone. You know when when somebody sees something they can't believe and their eyes just go like it's about to close and they just boom. Yeah. But then you wake up and the shit is still there. There's a demon waking you up.
Yep. It says, over them only was spread a heavy night, an image of that darkness which should afterwards receive them, but yet were they unto themselves more grievous than the darkness.
So that didn't affect the whole world.
Nope.
That affected them. That plague was for them specifically. That's where Yahweh Shem Shai brought onto Egypt for his people Israel's sake.
Yep.
And now the Lord is going to bring it upon the world for his elect's sake. Because that's why it says, it shall be a time like never before. So think about these things and then think about something far greater than that. In case you think that we're over exaggerating when we give these examples, no, our examples are not even going to cut it. Because a time like never before, a lot of the examples we give are from things we've seen before or heard before. You know?
And, hey, the scriptures say what they say about the servants of the Lord are going to be protected. There are infinite ways the Lord is going to protect us. All right? I'm talking chariots coming down. You wake up and then they beam food down for you. You know? They'll come down and they start circling around where you're standing at. And then you be like, yo, what do I do? And they start giving you a signal. Walk this way, go this way. Just follow the chariot and just keep going. You might hop in your car. And then it's like, damn, I have empty gas. I can't. Just keep following the chariot. And then you be driving for miles. And it's like, damn, there's still gas in this car. Like, how the hell is this happening? Mm-hmm. And you're not even going to be thinking about it like that. It's just going to be happening naturally, man. It's just infinite ways. Just keep the faith, man. And watch how the Lord is going to do those miraculous things, man.
God.
All right? He's done it before many, many times. We read it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep that faith. Don't worry about what the world is going to go through. They're going to get their judgment because they don't know the Most High. So the Most High got to show them who he is. But for us who know the Lord, he's going to show us that lovely side, man. All right, we're going to see that balance. We're going to see the destructive side and the beautiful side of the Lord, the salvation of the Lord, man.
The reward for being patient and for keeping his word. That's why in Revelation 3 and 10 he said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee. Yep. You see, it's a conditional statement.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't, the Lord's love is conditional.
Yep.
So I got a last precept here. This is the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. And when you redeem somebody, that's like if somebody was like a slave and you came and you basically paid off for them so that they could get out of slavery. So if we're in the time of hunger, the Lord is how is he going to redeem us with food so that we can eat? Because it says that what? He is going to redeem thee from death, right? So how do you get redeemed from death in a famine? You have to eat. That's the only way. There's only one way to survive a famine, and that's to eat. You know, of course, the Lord can put the Spirit on you to preserve you, but you have to eat. It says here, and in war from the power of the sword. So guns, bullets, whatever means of a weapon that can harm you during this chaotic time. Martial law is what? Warlike law. And warlike law is declared when there's war. That's right. Verse 21, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Because right now destruction is coming, but we're not even afraid that it's coming, because we have faith that the Lord will deliver us. Verse 22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Because the scriptures say that wild animals shall change their places. So you're gonna have wild animals coming into the cities, you know, as the scriptures say in 2 Ezra 16, the ground, the grass is gonna be growing on buildings. So you're gonna have wild animals here, hyenas, lions, you know, bears.
Isn't that the bug that we saw twice at camp?
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
that
yeah.
from across the world, but it's coming over here now?
Yep. They say it's not supposed to be in the cities, but here it is. It says here, verse 24, and thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace. So you're going to have an assurance that you're going to be protected, that the Lord is going to protect you and those that are with you, all right, that he has mercy on. Okay? It says, and the beasts of the field shall be at, Slakia. Verse 24, and thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation and shall not sin. All right, so for those that are doing what you got to do, serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, that is the most important thing that you can possibly do. So keep on doing it, because we're moments away from something happening. And once that catastrophic thing happens, Jacob's trouble, when it kicks off full force, you're going to need Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. You're going to need to be able to withdraw from that spiritual bank account. And if you can't, well, then that's it for you. There. So with that, we hope this was edifying unto the elect. In closing, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakodash. Until next time, Shalom. Mm-hmm.